You're listening to Well, I Laughed, Part 3 of Eye of the Beholder, listener episode.
My favorite little hobby, Grant, these days when I have people over is sitting them down in the studio and turning on the mixer and then making them hear their own voice in the microphone. Because you don't realize how much you're going to hate it until it happens.
Who did you recently do this to?
The people I had staying over.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, yeah. No, it takes a lot of training to get used to hearing your own voice, and then even more training to not hating it actively.
Yep. It took hours of editing myself.
As someone we both know once asked me, do I think I sound gay? In which I say yes. I think I do. Mainly because I'm not trying to hide it.
I'm not going to say anything.
Now, on that line, I saw this TikTok before coming over that made me absolutely delusional.
Someone start counting the number of times Grant says, I saw this thing on TikTok in the next month, because he has been an absolute menace for the last several weeks. Every other sentence starts with that.
Granted, they're laughing at it all, but I do need to diversify my source material. It made me absolutely delulu. Someone on TikTok said they believe this year Nebraska football could be the Indiana football of last year.
I have no idea what that means.
I know.
Okay.
A couple people do, though, especially our girls who live in SEC country. I don't like you, but I love you. I'm a Big Ten person.
That felt like a threat.
It was.
Oh.
I mean, it's fine. They could just try to win a national championship sometime this decade. You heard what I said. So anyways, to be the Indiana, yes, I know we're cheating. To be the Indiana of football this year. Indiana's a team that no one cared about at all because it's Indiana. And then they went like 10-2 during the regular season and made the college football playoff. And it was like, whoa, right?
Crazy.
And so someone's saying that about Nebraska. And we went 7-6 last year. And the way we yearn to be 10-2, the way it might actually solve all of my home state's problem to be 10-2. But here's the thing.
All of them?
I've been hurt too many times, and I don't know what to believe. And I'm trying to trust love one more time. But I've been hurt too bad before in the past. I have
Grant's not ready for his second husband.
No, I have seen Nebraska lose by one score in so many different public and thus humiliating places.
Yeah.
But I think I'm ready to trust again. I think I'm ready to believe. I think we do deserve to be 10-2. I think we will probably.
Grant has literally never spoken in his life.
Found another human. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine? So that's where I'm at right now. Kind of emotionally, physically. I'm thinking a lot about sports right now.
What? No,
I know.
You should see the difference in Grant from 2 weeks ago to now. He's amped right now. He's refreshing the national speech and debate page. I don't know what to do with this level of energy. I'm tired.
It's so this is actually what's so great. Oh, and I was talking to you recently about retirement. I joke that teachers are the only people that handle retirement well because we microdose retirement. And that's how I know. Yeah. I know that even if I won the lottery, I wouldn't give up my job. Yeah. Because by August, I'm like, I don't know. It feels so good to have a purpose again.
I'm just inching closer and closer to wanting to be a teacher. It would not end well for me.
So I...
What the fuck was that supposed to mean? You're going to look at me and you're going to tell me that I can't do what you do because you're right, but how dare you voice it?
I've taught you so well. Because I'm a real teacher. How are you offended by that? You don't have a teaching certificate. I have two.
I'm going to get a teaching certificate now just to spite you. I want you to know. I will do it.
I have 2 teaching certificates and a degree in education. I would like to see it.
Just kind of want to fuck around and get a bunch of different certificates for no reason.
Yeah.
I've genuinely thought about getting my personal trainer certificate, literally for no reason.
Do you know who gets to do that?
Who?
Teachers. We have to do continual education. So we just go off and get certificates and stuff all the time.
All of our jobs say that they support that, but then you actually have to ask someone to pay for it, and then it's weird.
That's why we live a union contract. Also, real quick, I said 90 seconds ago, it's nice to have a purpose again. I fully believe that the idea that your job is supposed to give you purpose is a scam. I think that's a complete scam. No one should dream of labor. I just really like my job.
He likes the competition.
And with that, oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And with that, I have a couple gripes. So this is our...
If I can be a bitch in this corner...
Someone texted me that recently, and I was like, oh, ha, ha, ha. I am clever. So first off, so this was our first and only week back for teacher development before students arrive next week. To all of those teachers who have been in teacher professional developments, go ahead and pour one out real quick. Rest in peace, in memoriam, giant pad sticky note that you had to write Sharpie thoughts on. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It gets like hung up on the wall, and it's like, okay, let's go ahead and go around and share our thoughts. And like our gemstones of thoughts are like, I believe attendance is important because I need to know who's in my class. And it's like,
whoa,
45 minutes of work right there. You know? So rest in peace, giant pad of sticky notes. Also nominated, rest in peace, snack table out front. Rest in peace, egg they served at breakfast. In parentheses, no one wants that.
No, they're always slimy in a weird way or dry in a weird way.
Yeah. Rest in peace to skin on my face. It was nice to be well rested. We remember you fondly. I was in one PD earlier today, and this woman... And it was one of those professional developments where the personal anecdotes were longer than the content that she was covering. And here's the thing. That is me. I understand that. That's who I am.
No
That's
comment.
Right. No, 100%. But you were not legally mandated to be there. Okay.
That's fair, yeah.
It is go to it or play around with my mortgage. Right. So there I am.
Playing around with your mortgage.
No. Happily in
barbecue
that seat.
sauce on my titties.
100%. Taking a photo of the attendance thing that we got to do, filling out the Google form where they're like, and what's one thing you liked about today's PD? And I'm not allowed to say that
Nothing.
it's over.
Yeah.
Anyways, this woman's like, hi, we're going to do some random names here.
Gina.
Okay. She's like, hi, my name's Gina. And I like clicks the slide. This is my husband.
Gerald.
Crazy, Kay. This is my husband, Gerald. You might recognize him. He works in the blank department here at school. And just so you know, we're married. We just didn't change last names. We're not having, as one of our co-teachers thought last year, a torrid affair.
Oh my God.
And then
that's so funny.
Right. And so I kind of go from like, trying not to check my email because that's rude, but like, I've seen this presentation before. Right. And I'm like, wait, hold on. What now? Torrid affair?
Torrid affair?
He apparently approached her at one point and was like, hey, I've just noticed you guys like come together at the same time. You like leave together at the same time. He warms up your lunch a lot of times. And I can see your ring, so I know you're both married. So I just thought, hey,
do you like?
Hey, just so you know, and they're, oh no, we're married.
We're married.
And I was like, this is what I want. Okay,
that's incredible.
I hate in the school that I teach at now.
Yeah.
It's big enough that like that is real professional development.
Yeah.
And this. What's the nasty business going on? What are the give me a PD session where it's just clearing up rumors that have spread from the last year.
10 out of 10.
That would be so much more helpful than like, hey, here's the same safety training. Yes. As opposed to like, hey, here's the same safety training that we have done every single year. And my favorite is here's a training on a new system that they are requiring us to use. No, this new system does not yet have training materials and they have not yet figured out how we want to implement it, but we are required to talk about it during teacher professional development. I know.
Good, nice.
There are times where like during teacher professional development, I become a little bit conservative because I'm like, you need to stop mandating things for public schools to do. And I don't mean like teach math or like US history that's actually accurate. Or like, provide mental health services. Like those are good things, right? But you know what I'm trying to say.
I know exactly what you're trying to say. At my high school, there was there's two couples of teachers, right? One couple, the husband taught AP World and the wife taught AP US History. Iconic duo. Still love them.
We love an A push WAP combo.
Yeah, incredible. And then the other one, the husband taught math and the wife taught AP like Lang or something like that. And one year, she changed her last name back to her maiden name. And we all knew her maiden name because
the divorce came out of nowhere.
For us, anyway, for the kids. Because the same year he left to go to another school, suddenly her last name was different. And we all knew what her maiden name was because she still had books from before she married him that had her last name on them. And it was just so scandalous. And she started like shit-talking him a little bit around the school. And she's married now to another person and has a kid, I think, and she seems very happy. But that was so scandalous. Oh, wait, no, he was a counselor.
Even better. Even
incredible.
Better. Do you know what's really funny? And this is something that I bet you students don't really realize. when they change their name, the district has to change their email.
Yeah.
But you can still type in their old email, because instead of deleting the old email and creating a brand new email, they just fuse the two emails together.
Yeah, so it'll like forward.
Right, but you can still use the like
other email.
Old, now, so I know this because of in reverse. One of my friends started working and then got married and like changed her name to a teacher that was working at the school too. But her maiden name was White, so you could still type in White and like find her instantly. And I was like, ooh,
I don't. That doesn't feel right.
Like
That's not her preferred name.
It goes straight to her inbox still, but like kind of scandalous, kind of saucy, you know.
That's a nice way to get back at her if like she's just kind of irked you a little bit. Like, I sent it to your other email.
Other school related business while I'm on it.
Yeah.
And this is just a gripe. And if I work with you, know that I love you. And I understand like the position that we were in. I was asking a question to a person only one step above me in authority, when I should have been driving my happy ass downtown and talking to some of the decision makers at the district office.
Fair.
Here's the conversation.
Okay.
They're like, let's talk about attendance. Here's what our school's attendance is. It's not where we'd want it to be. Here's some district data. Here's data for every grade in the district. Okay, let's talk about solutions to attendance data. And I raise my hand, okay? And I go, hey, our number, not great.
Yeah.
But only 10% higher than the lowest grade, which is third grade. And so what feels clear to me is it's not always the kids that are deciding whether or not they're going to go to school, but like maybe a larger, more like passive parent population who don't view attendance in the same light you were trying to get us to think about it.
Yeah.
And there's a myriad of reasons for that too, right? Like we are a society. We are on this earth but for a moment, right? But my question is, what's the district doing? And I know there are teachers laughing right now on their way to school. But my question was literally like, what is the district doing to solve what is clearly a district-wide attendance issue?
Yeah.
And DPS isn't different than other districts. Like this is there's national data that bears it out.
Yeah.
But I'm like, surely
this isn't a teacher problem.
Surely our solution isn't teachers knowing their students' names and saying it at the door.
Yeah.
Like that can't really be what this PD is about, right?
No.
Crickets.
Oh, no.
And I want to make sure this is clear. It wasn't crickets. They said a lot of really positive things about how to build relationships with students. But my question wasn't like, what can I do to increase the attendance of a handful of students?
Yeah.
My question was, what's our district doing
to
address
the actual solution here?
Clearly a like statewide culture of like attendance ambivalence. And that's,
there's some things we can't change.
And the thing is, I broke the golden rule of teacher professional development, which is put your goddamn hand down. Don't ask a question. They're reading off a script. They have to say this. They have to say this. We have to be here. There isn't an exit ticket. Grant, you know the stance. This is your 11th year. Put your hand down. But I just couldn't sit through another attendance session that's like, and if you love your kids enough, they'll want to come learn. And I want to be like, sure.
Maybe.
Sure, yeah, definitely.
But they're also 15-year-olds.
Right. And maybe for the, let me do some math here real quick. Maybe for the last 9 years, attendance has been framed as optional to them. Maybe we could talk about that for a second.
They'll learn that in college when they skip too many classes and then fail that class and then have to retake it. At least that was my experience at Mines. I don't know what state school is like.
As a humanities person who went to state school, listen, if you're charismatic and can read an entire book in an evening, you'd be shocked at what you don't have to attend.
I did the wrong thing, man. Yeah. I really messed up. Side note, Maya, you can cut this. Whoever's editing can cut this. How would you feel about having a guest on the podcast who was my one of my only humanities teachers at Mines?
Oh, it's a fellow teacher?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fun. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's a professor. She taught Casey film history, I think, and then she taught me art history.
Are you prepared to be pretty cut out of that conversation?
That's totally fine.
Okay.
Yes. I think you would really, really like her. Her name is Shannon Mankis.
Wait, Shannon Mankis?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know her.
I think I might have sent you some. She's also started like a bigger presence on TikTok, talking about like she has a series on TikTok and Instagram called Films for Fighting Fascism.
Hell yeah.
And she talks about like what films you should be supporting and like all this stuff. And it's cool.
I would love to.
Okay, cool.
And that's actually actually kind of crazy, a perfect segue to the second to last thing I had
All
on
right,
my
so
list
maybe
of
Maya,
stuff
we're
to
not
talk
cutting
about.
that.
I don't know. Maybe it's your
I don't
call. One thing I have been seeing online a lot, and yes, I do mean TikTok, but I also mean Instagram, and I mean like other places too.
So social media.
Yes, but also like in actual news coverage, recently the Supreme Court has done the first step to potentially hear cases against Hodges v. Obergefell, which is the Supreme Court decision in 2015 that made gay marriage legal nationwide.
Yep.
It's not officially fully in front of the entire court yet, but like the first step to considering has been done, and that's been making a lot of news. And obviously the Supreme Court, which was predominantly appointed by presidents who lost the popular vote this century, and is thus an undemocratic I'm going to pause there so I don't get just sidetracked, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Term limits.
Right. Most of us don't feel confident about what that court will do.
What their decisions are. Yep.
Here's what I want to remind people. If the Supreme Court simply strikes down that case, gay marriage will remain legal in the United States because in 2022, the Biden administration passed and signed something called the Respect for Marriage Act. And the Respect for Marriage Act was passed for this exact scenario. Marriages that have been conducted will remain legal, and all states have to recognize marriages conducted in other states. So if this case falls and you live in Kim Davis's home state of Kentucky, you can still drive across the border to Illinois,
get married, and then your state
still has to recognize it.
Okay.
That was passed in the Senate.
Come to Colorado, babes.
Yeah, have a marriage vacation to Colorado.
Yeah.
It was passed in the U.S. Senate in 2022, only 2 years ago, and carried 11 Republican senator votes. And in the House of Representatives carried, I think, somewhere in the range of 30 to 40 votes in the U.S. House of Representatives. Republican majorities in both of those chambers are razor thin right now. And many of the Republicans who voted in favor of this law are still in the chamber. And listen, obviously we don't trust the fascists that make up the Trump administration, but it hasn't been stated as one of their like overarching policy goals right now. So like while the overturning of Obergefell v. Hodges would be like terrible and would strike a blow against couples that would struggle to do like a marriage vacation or whatever. It's not going to disenfranchise your marriages instantly because Democrats worked to ensure some of that stuff. I have my same frustrations that other people do, that like Democrats aren't fighting hard enough. And like shout out to Texans who were like, we will literally flee before you do stuff like this. But like you do need to keep voting for Democrats because even if we don't feel like they have fought enough, there have been moments where like they pushed through the process to try to like institutionalize some of the stuff. So I just wanted to say that real quick as we're like consuming news on all of this stuff. Like there are times where our efforts for advocacy and electing people have paid political dividends. Yeah.
It's just, I haven't been watching the news because I'm not working from home. So CNN's not on perpetually. And my desk is no longer in the living room where the TV is. So the way that I consume news now is from The Daily Show, which is on hiatus until the beginning of September. I'm actually... Hi, if you're on Comedy Central, I need you to know The Daily Show needs to announce when they're going on hiatus so I can emotionally prepare. So that Tuesday morning when I go to watch John Oliver's episode from Monday night and it's not there, I'm not emotionally broken. Also, The Daily Show and Stephen Colbert really need to work something out where they're not both on hiatus at the same time. I can't watch CNN right now. I need one of you to break this down for me. And oh, sorry, I said John Oliver earlier. John Stewart. John Oliver on the HBO Last Week Tonight is only on Sundays. What am I supposed to do with that? I need to know the news.
I feel the same way. Gilded Age is now out of episodes for the season. I have no idea what to do on Sundays.
I listen to NPR now, but it's like I listen to, what is it? First something. I can't remember.
I don't know.
It's their daily show.
I think you consume too much news. I think you consume news beyond the point of where it's healthy.
I don't consume that much news. I consume like the comedy comics, and then
there was a time
NPR.
I felt like you had CNN on at your last house, and I was like, this is too much news.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look here, even when I'm working from home, there's no place really to put CNN on. Yeah.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
What do you think is the like craziest, wildest thing you have ever eaten?
That I have ever eaten? Oh, Jesus. So there is this story. I don't know if this is the craziest thing I've ever eaten, but this is the first thing that comes to mind.
Instant answer, doesn't need any more context for why I'm asking that question.
Nope, I don't.
This is why we're a great partnership.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
I'll tell you.
Thank you for that question.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for it.
So I used to travel to Japan every other year or so with my mom to visit family over there. And there was one year we were staying with my aunt. I called her my Obachan. And she would like go to work. And so me and my mom would just kind of hang out around her apartment and then like go out and do whatever. And we went grocery shopping and we came back and we're eating lunch. And my mom had opened this thing that she had bought at the grocery store. And I wasn't quite sure what it was. I was pretty sure it was like seafood of some kind, but I had never had it before. And I was probably maybe like middle school around this point. And she was like, no, try it. You'll like it. And I was like, what is it? What is it? And she like put it in my mouth. It was a raw scallop.
Gross.
Yeah. And I love sushi. I love sashimi. I cannot eat scallops to this day, even if they're cooked, because that experience was so jarring.
Are you supposed to eat scallops raw?
You can, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. If they're fresh, yeah.
It doesn't give off that appearance. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree.
When it's cooked, I'm like, yeah, that's a cooked thing I can eat. Raw, I'm like,
I have such a vivid memory of that moment. I actually can't tell you anything else we did on that trip.
I'm so sorry. Scallops are so good too. That's a crazy thing to not be able to eat anymore.
I can't eat cooked scallops either. So that's definitely one of the craziest things. Also in Japan, if you get like traditional miso soup, they will put like a shrimp head in the bottom of the miso soup.
Nice.
A fact I did not know. And they also in Japan, you, like here in America, when you get miso soup, they'll give you that like soup spoon thing. That's not a thing in Japan. You get chopsticks to like stir it, and then you just like bring the bowl up to your face.
Like you're at medieval times or something like that.
Exactly. Sure. And so I brought the bowl up to my face, and these little antennae tickled my face. And I put the bowl down, and there's just this like shrimp, like beady shrimp eye looking up at me from the bottom of the miso soup. Crazy.
I'm proud of you for not doing a spit take right then and there.
Thank you. Yeah. You learn a lot of things if you grew up in an Asian household.
I did a spit take last night at the Moulin Rouge. I was taking a sip and Maddie said something funny and I immediately
You do a spit take
like,
a lot.
Do I really?
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay.
There's a lot of times where I say something funny right after you drink and you're like
this one took some distance. Okay. This one had me staring at the lady in front of us to make sure I didn't accidentally spit up on her.
What did Maddie say? Do you remember?
Probably something about trench coats and her love affair with the villain.
You want to hear what Maddie texted me today?
Sure.
So,
listener, just so you know, I do have an answer for the craziest thing I've eaten, but pause for a second.
Grant, Maddie, me and Casey went to go see Moulin Rouge last night at the DCPA, and I have not seen it live, and I've actually avoided seeing the entire movie as a whole just because I wanted to experience it live.
Sure.
And so I knew a lot of the plot points, didn't know one of the characters died at the end, which was so fucked up.
Well, one of the characters.
Well,
That's funny.
I don't want to spoil it now for them. It's been out for however many years.
25 years. I looked last night.
Okay, cool. There's a song called Ballad de Roxanne, where Aaron Tveit, who originated the role on this current version of whatever, sings Roxanne, and he like comes under this ladder, and he comes out of the ladder wearing the Roxanne jacket, and you know Roxanne's about to happen. The way Maddie apologized to me today for how hard she grabbed me when that actor came out wearing the Roxanne jacket, and I was like, girl, I was grabbing on either side, gripping Casey on one side, Maddie on the other side during the entirety of that song. And she said when he came through the ladder, in the motherfucking coat, meaning shit's about to go down. And they said, anyone asks me my type from now on, it's big coat, absinthe waisted, yearning songwriter, lover boy.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. Ewan McGregor is the one that played that role in the movie, which came out first, I believe. Don't come for me if I'm wrong. He kills that song. Like he does such a good job.
He's not
going to
do better than Aaron Tveit.
Okay.
With love.
When we watch the movie, I just want you to remember it's a great moment.
I'm sure it's great.
It's the craziest thing I've ever eaten.
Craziest thing you've ever eaten.
Probably some chicken nuggets I had today. Let me explain.
Yeah, you're going to need to do a lot of explaining.
I bought a house in April. Yep. Right? The person who owned it before, the only other person that's ever owned this house before me.
Did you eat chicken nuggets that were left in that house?
100% I did. Let me continue. That person took basically everything with him, right?
Except for an ice pack and chicken nuggets.
Right. The pantry was empty. Everything was empty. I mean, it could have been swept a little bit more, but whatever. Like, that's what cleaning crews are for. left a trash can that I still actually use. It's a great trash can.
Trash cans are expensive.
So expensive.
So expensive.
Why he didn't take it, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he also left in the freezer 2 or 3 items. A bag of frozen chicken nuggets.
Incredible.
Unopened.
Yep, that's good to know.
A bag of frozen shrimp. Unopened.
Also good to know.
And potentially a bag of frozen berries. I don't know if he got it or if it was just one of the first things I bought and then haven't been trying to cook with it.
And an ice pack that you pawned off on me when
is
I
that
came
what happened
visit
to it?
you.
I was like,
Yes.
I don't remember the ice pack
It's
at all.
literally in my freezer right now.
So I'm in a season of saving after a summer of fun. And, kind of a little hungry for after school snack / dinner because we're recording tonight.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm going to eat these chicken nuggets.
Steal the Declaration of Independence.
100%. And if this goes well, I'm going to have shrimp this weekend.
I agree with that.
They were actually phenomenal chicken nuggets. At one point, I went back to the trash can to fish out so I could
bag?
I could take a picture of it and be like, I'm going to get these again next time. It was a great crunch. I think it's all white meat, so it was also kind of lean, but it was nice.
Hell yeah, I love that for you.
I feel a little dirty, but not
as you should.
Not
you
internally.
Dirty boy.
I feel like socially, what I just did was really unacceptable.
I'm glad that you just said that to our audience of at least a couple thousand.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I have a story. We have whatever time. I have a story.
Watching you decide you don't care.
That I didn't tell last time. It was when you, me, Maddie, Lydia, Jacob, Casey all went out for drinks a weekend or so ago. We were at a local bar, a cash-only bar. So you already know the kind of people that you're going to get. And we were outside and there was this random guy that kind of immersed himself in our group for God knows what reason. And at some point, I'm on the opposite side of the table from my dear, dear friend Maddie, who I will protect until my dying breath. If you come at her, get ready to die, bitch. I'm kind of listening in because she's on the other side of the table with this random guy. And this random guy, I suddenly hear say the word depression. And I just kind of peek up and listen. And he's talking about how, no, actually, COVID and work from home has really increased depression. And so really if you're depressed, you should go and work in the office. And I'm like, nope, okay. And I stood up and
sorry, it's just that's not the direction I was prepared for it to go.
Also, read the fucking room, dude. I don't know what you're trying to get at. So I walk over to the other side of the table, sit next to Maddie, and I'm like, hey, yeah, so what did you just say?
Yeah, because I wasn't here at the bar
no, you
at the
weren't.
time.
Yeah, you had left. And then came back after, which is important. But not for this story, but for you. So he reiterated to me how when you go in the office, you get all this social interaction and you're more productive. And so it actually really helps your mental health and stuff. And so I really think that our mental health crisis in our country right now is really exacerbating my
we're working from home.
Work from home. And I was like, I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
I'm clinically depressed.
Right.
And he was like, oh, well, I don't have any experience with that, but maybe working from the office. And I'm like, I work from the office 5 days a week.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think you were when you got this medical diagnosis.
I was in college when I got this medical diagnosis. And so he just kept fumbling and just he's one of the fucking guys that will never admit he might have kind of been wrong because he just kept he was so certain. So, dear listener, if you're struggling with a potential issue of depression, stop working from home. Obviously.
The tough thing too is what he said at the very start, the very first thing he said was true.
Yeah.
Living through a global pandemic did trigger depression in some people because the world we thought we were living in and the government we hoped we had didn't exist.
Yep.
Right. And so in that way, yeah.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. And then every wrong turn after that.
Right. Well, thank you for that update.
You're welcome.
Because when I did rejoin that night, there was already so many other updates.
There's a lot going on that night.
That I get why I didn't get
the
to hit
beer
that right
was
away.
real cheap.
Yeah.
It's cash only for a reason.
I love that place.
I do too. We got to go back.
We got to go back in the winter.
We got to go
feels
back
like the kind of
with
place I want to see a snowstorm.
Less straight men, I think is what we really need.
We can just kind of resort back to the original group. The
Original
original
group,
group seems to handle that just fine.
Yeah, and then go to Sonic.
Yes.
Because that's crucial.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I actually now always crave a nerd slushie every time.
Good.
Didn't before.
Good.
Jacob said it to me, and I was like, ooh, and then I got one.
I want to keep you all to myself.
Of course you do. It's okay, I get it.
Casey would never.
Well, in this season of saving, unless the person who owned my house before left me a Nerds slushie.
Well, and you're saving all that money at that cash-only bar.
Keep it off the books. Because when I say seasons of saving, what I really mean is the season I stopped using my Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card.
That's real. That's real. Except I did just buy $900 worth of Hadestown tickets for May of 2026. So, season of saving for sure.
And I'll definitely complete that Venmo transaction here in the next couple weeks. No, it's sitting there.
I know.
I just got to transfer some money around. Everything's fine.
Most people have completed it. I am going to harass Danny about it because he can pay. But you're fine. I'm not worried about it. It was the bulk. It was the bulk of it that has now been paid out, so it's all fine. But it's fine.
Okay.
I didn't expect 12 people to say yes when I asked if anyone wanted to go to Hadestown with me in May of next year, and all of a sudden everyone. Never in my life has our friend group all come through within 12 hours of just being like, yeah, I'll absolutely go to that. Yeah, sign me up.
Well, I mean, what? You were essentially doing a roll call vote in the group chat
if you ghost
Danny and Tyler, you have 3 hours to record your vote.
Yeah, just say no.
Now.
Jesus fucking Christ.
No, they are. And now we're all going to sit together. I'm so excited for it. We have to do dinner or drinks beforehand. Like with this many people,
yeah,
we can't just like drop in after work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you want to pick some stories?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. This is from our friend who would like to remain anonymous.
Okay. To come up with a name then.
Yes.
Okay, this is good. I'm about to get 188 new names downloaded
I know, yeah.
on Tuesday.
That's crazy for you.
So I get to pick a name now.
Yeah. She, her, I believe.
She, her? Okay. Yeah. I haven't taught one of these in a while. Sarah.
A Sarah?
Let's go with a Sarah.
So this is from our friend Sarah.
Okay. Hi, Sarah.
Hello, Sarah. Hi, pals. Love you both. Could not choose. Love the podcast. So glad to have randomly stumbled upon it a few months ago. Truly a well-deserved award-winning podcast.
Aww.
Thank you, Sarah.
Also,
you're like a newer listener. We have a lot of listeners that have been here for a while. So you're fun.
We love it.
I have an eye of the beholder story for you. No names except a nickname that only a select few know about. The year is 2023. It's late fall in your classic lovable Midwestern state. I am 23 years old, living my best life in the big city, living with my friends in a cute apartment that costs me $600 a month.
Ugh, what year is it?
2023.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, wow, that's the dream.
That's the dream. I mean, we live in Denver, so that's why.
Since literally college.
Same.
Okay.
Same. Yeah. Okay. My job is a 10-minute bus ride. Therapy is allowing me to take up space, be vulnerable and confident. Life is good. To add to all of that, I've developed a neighborhood crush on a man who is on my bus and goes to the same gym as me at the same time. Almost every day. I'm so down bad for this stranger. He is handsome with tattoos. He has cute little thin rimmed glasses. We call those slutty glasses.
Little slutty glasses. Little Jonathan Bailey slutty glasses.
And he never looks bothered. I call him Clark Kent. One day, I'm overcome with a wave of extroverted suave. I sit down in the row ahead of him. I take out my earbud and I turn around. And for the first time, I live out my 1-year-old dream. I say, "Hi, I think we go to the same gym." Real good pickup line. I know.
Sarah, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not the one that read the story. I'm so proud of you.
That's shocking.
That's Woman of the Year material.
That's brave.
You deserve awards. You deserve awards. That's amazing. Continue.
Okay,
Thank you, Sarah.
Okay. But he smiles and says yes. We exchange names and 2 minutes worth of information.
Oh.
He gets off at his stop and he says, "I'll see you around." I melt and evaporate into cloud 9. I run home and am squealing to my roommate who is on the phone with some of our college girlfriends. More squeals erupt. I hurry to get to the gym because it's my routine and I'm pretty sure he'll be there. And he's there. We don't look at each other the whole time, and I'm honestly okay with that.
All right.
I was just happy to bridge the gap from strangers to acquaintances. I do my thing. I pull out a mat to do some more things, and who pulls up but Clark Kent? We talk for literally 45 whole minutes. I have lost track of time. We joke and laugh, and he asks me for my number, and I black out. I'm so pumped.
I got a time out here real quick. Sorry. I have gone on dates that are shorter than 45 minutes.
Yeah.
The idea of talking to an attractive man while laying on the floor of a gym for 45 minutes.
Sweaty. Probably doing ab workouts.
That's my hell. That's my Christian hell, which of course doesn't exist, but that's my Christian hell.
Yeah.
Mostly jokes.
Mostly
jokes here.
Every once in a while,
Jury's still out.
when Abby was still coaching, I would know when she had a crush on one of the members sometimes. And so if I got, well, she would tell me, or like I could just tell because he's attractive and so is Abby.
Okay.
But sometimes if I got paired with them randomly, I would try and not exactly play like matchmaker, but definitely try and be more social than I normally am at the gym and like find out information. And half the time Abby already knew everything I found out, but I felt so vindicated, like, well, you see that guy over there, like Nick? Yeah, he's really into mountain biking this year, but like he's looking for like maybe some like company to do some of these things I'd like to explore the city with. And Abby's like, yeah, I know, but he just never stops moving. Like I need someone who's going to relax. And I'm like, okay, Jesus fucking Christ. I just wasted the last 45 minutes of my life.
Can I see your hand real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a fist for me. Light fist.
Light fist.
Okay. So 1, 2. I saw this TikTok the other day. She wanted to count. This is my second TikTok reference of the episode.
Okay, 2.
Of this person, and she goes, "Hey, shout out to my 5th grade teacher who, when I wrote in my journal that I had a crush on the boy, next day we had a new seat and chart, and you put me next to him. Ooh! He was really mean to me, but that was cool of you."
Yeah.
So Sarah, really proud of you. And so 45 minutes of talking, and then even maybe some more talking.
Yep.
Asks for her number.
Okay. She's thrilled, y'all. We text skyscraping novels to each other every day, multiple times a day, about anything and everything, our day-to-day, our likes and dislikes, our plans, our dreams, education, etc. I learned so much about this man. I pieced together he's approximately 8 years older than me, not a showstopper, and that's that he loves the environment and Taylor Swift, and he went to the Eras tour twice somehow. When I see him on the bus, we sit together and chat. He comes up to me at the gym and says hi. He tells me he looks forward to seeing me and that I could never look gross. Crazy thing to say at the gym. It's 2 weeks of this, and as much fun as I'm having, my pen pal stamina is wavering. So I suggest meeting to play pickleball, a mutually enjoyable activity. Doubted, but whatever. From my perspective, I have been told I dislike pickleball. So I suggest meeting to play pickleball, a mutually enjoyed activity. He sort of agrees, but not fully. The day that was suggested comes and I see him on the bus. No mention of pickleball later. He says he'll see me later. I go to the gym and he's there. We're not playing pickleball today or tomorrow or maybe even the next day. And I'll admit I teared up a bit.
Oh,
I know. Something in my head is catching on though, that this feels off. Obviously. But why? He doesn't have...
Oh, Sarah.
Yeah, he doesn't have to have a crush on me too. But the fact that we've talked so much and he's said all those things and doesn't want to be seen together outside of the bus or the gym feels suspicious. I do some digging. And I discover a huge hole in this whole story I'm living in. I find his employee bio page from a light Google search.
Yes.
Yeah, incredible. And it reads that he lives in the city with his pets and girlfriend.
Oh, wait.
That's not what I was expecting
Listener,
at all.
I thought gay too.
Yeah,
I was like, Eras tour twice.
Yeah,
a
that's
straight
gay.
man would literally never start conversation with you ever. This is a person who feels secure. I too have accidentally gone on dates with women before. I've seen this story.
I didn't read that paragraph, so I was like gay, but I knew that he wasn't. Yeah, okay. So, okay.
With his girlfriend.
I gasp. He's never mentioned even a roommate, much less a girlfriend.
Can I ask real quick, only knowing this much of the story as I do, do you think this man has up to so far crossed an ethical line?
No.
I don't either. Okay.
No,
I would have does unless you're getting a different
because it's
vibe
all
from
her
it.
perception.
It's her perception. He has not made any promises, or it doesn't sound like has wooed her in any way.
As someone who is dating a golden retriever / nice guy, Casey there has been one instance where he has been aware someone has been hitting on him. There's been a lot of instances where I have seen someone hitting on him and he has not known.
Including literally our entire friend group when you guys first became.
100%. And Hayden's entire kickball team.
I love our lives.
Yeah. I'm not offended. That man couldn't hit on me. So.
Okay. So girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do some digging. I discover, his pets and his girlfriend. I find his Facebook. He's mostly private, except for the 10 plus years of photos with him and his partner.
Okay.
I gasp. Never mentioned a lifelong girlfriend. So I text him. I ask if he has a partner. No response. That's a kind of crazy text to send.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, I hate to agree with
Love
a
you,
man.
Sarah. Love you, Sarah.
Hate to agree with a straight man.
Yeah, I absolutely get where that text came from. From his perspective, that must have been a crazy text to receive. Okay, no response. The next few days go by and I text him again. These are exact copy and pastes from the conversation.
Oh, no.
Me. Hi, I know you have a partner. I know you and I didn't, quote, do anything, but I feel like that was still something, which you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm right, your partner deserves to know, and I feel like it would be better if they heard it from you. This has just been on my mind a lot, and I've been feeling really not great about it. I promise I won't reach out again. So maybe there's some things that we didn't hear about that made it seem much more romantic. Okay, him. Hey, sorry, I've been meaning to respond, but have been thinking about what to say. Your first message really caught me off guard and made me question our previous conversations. It's been weighing on me too, as I'm not the type of person to cheat or anything. I know I can come on strong with new people, and I'm sorry for doing that here, but I didn't have intentions other than being friends. I'm very sorry I wasn't upfront about it. Ultimately, yes, I do have a partner. I plan to talk to them about this because that's the decent thing to do, and like you said, they deserve to hear it from me. I didn't respond.
Right.
Ultimately, I don't think he told his partner because the next day I saw him at the local grocery store where he stood next to me in the card aisle, presumably looking for an apology card. But I didn't stay long enough to see. And then a week after that, I saw them thrifting together where she tried on a beautiful dress and was asking for his opinion, which he had to scooch his way past me to see. All the while, he stopped taking the bus. I still see him at the gym sometimes, though. Never thought down bad crying at the gym would hit so hard, but here we are.
Sarah, we're sorry.
We're so sorry. That sucks. Oh my, especially to get your hopes about someone that you've been crushing on and then have them crush like that. That sucks. Okay, now I'm severely icked and do not cry about it. Good for you. Yeah. Not beyond the few tears initially mentioned. So, eye of the beholder. Was I misunderstanding the situation, or is he an emotional cheater? Love the podcast. I don't think he meant anything by it, but also I don't know who he is as a person. Yeah. My initial instinct is, God, I hate that I'm defending a man. Because men are sleazy at all times, but I don't know. I think it was just misread on both sides. Like he didn't expect you to come on. Right. To him, and he also and you also thought that something was happening there.
Yeah, I think I agree with you 100%. Actually, I'm like trying to run scenarios in my head where I'm like, maybe this guy knows he's super charismatic, right? And like,
maybe this is part of the game for him. Yeah, you know, where he could be kind of a piece of shit.
The evidence presented so far doesn't make it feel that way. Yeah. Like basically, the only time they hung out was in the places he was already going, wherein she was also going there. And like a request of like, hey, do you want to play pickleball?
It's weird that was where the line was drawn.
No, I get it though. Because it's the first time we've gone outside of the bus or the gym. Like this is now officially entering, we go places together. Yeah. Right? Like, and I think hesitation around that makes sense to me.
Well, from his perspective, that could also be an admission of guilt that he knows something is weird.
Yes. And I think also part of that coin, though, is like, oh, maybe this is weird, but if I'm reading it wrong, then I will have made it weird. Yeah. And if I'm instead just like, oh, like, yeah, sure, maybe like pickleball would be fun sometime, but like then don't actually formalize any plans and then go out with it. Well, then I've like then made it clear that like I actually have no real intention of like meeting you outside these settings without having to like, hey, if you're trying to hit on me, I have a girlfriend. Yeah. Which like can also be really humiliating if you are hitting on them. Yes. And you'd be like, I wasn't hitting on you. Why would you?
No, I wasn't hitting on you. And also even weirder for you if then that person was not hitting on you.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I think it's
it's a tough situation.
For us, it's a really funny situation.
It's a really funny situation. Thank you for trusting us with this story, Sarah.
It's two people who are like, I don't know if I'm reading that the way it's supposed to be read. And unfortunately for him, maybe he was, and then tried to like, I don't know.
It's hard. It's hard.
I'm not necessarily mad at him. And I also completely understand Sarah being like, hey, I'm sending off a message. This is what I got. If that's what you were kind of doing too, then I do think you should tell your girlfriend. Yeah. But like,
I think it was very genuine on both sides. Obviously, she doesn't know for sure if Clark Kent told his partner or not. But
do you hear the phrase, quote, I think you should tell your girlfriend as like a threat of like, if you don't, I will?
It depends on the person.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how like potentially malicious it is. I don't think in this case Sarah was malicious.
No, I agree.
Yeah, but like there's at least one person I know that has hit on Casey and been pretty blatant about it to me, where I think if some weird role reversal had happened, that she would say that, and that would be a threat.
So then the last POV I think we have to consider in the story, your girlfriend of Mr. Jim, do you want to be told?
Depends on the relationship that I have with them. I would say yes.
Okay.
Especially because it sounds like from like all the information we have about Clark Kent that he seems very charismatic and like probably is open to making friends with people.
Sure.
And if he then finds out that this friend that he's been making has seen him in a different light than he had expected, I would want to see it. I would want to hear about that. And honestly, things like that only strengthen a relationship, at least in my opinion. Like they're past trauma aside.
It's just so funny because, I mean, between the two of us, you really are kind of the relationship expert.
Yeah.
Like, you're married. And I'm pretty question mark on the whole institution.
You are.
To the point where I'm like, I don't know if I'm girlfriend of Mr. Jim, if I want to be told, but I don't know, and this is now me fully admitting like my own biases.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm Mr. Jim, if I feel the need to tell that. It's like, I didn't act on anything malicious. Assuming that he was like, I didn't act on anything malicious. I believe I should be trusted. And I just kind of in general, like, bristle at the idea of me being tracked or monitored in any way at all whatsoever. Yep, there it is.
Grant's not ready for a long-term relationship like that, babes. That's not how that shit works at all.
Go ahead. Let me see your hand real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Fantastic.
3. Okay. He saw something on TikTok, y'all.
And it was what? Baby, no, I'm 31. What do? I leave the man, the party, the country. And I was like, really interesting. A great way to describe summers I have had before.
I will just say, like, I think there has been an instance where, if I remember correctly, in college, it was after I graduated. Casey's a year younger than me, so he had another year, and he had told me that there was a girl he was working with that he was pretty sure had a crush on him. And when I first met her, I was like, yeah, she has a crush on you.
Correct.
Good job. Good.
Obvious enough that you picked up on it.
Good job sussing that out. But it felt really nice knowing that he had picked up on that and then had felt like he needed to tell me. So I feel like he, if anything, Clark Kent probably got that text and was like, yo, look at this text I got from this girl. That's crazy, you know? But Sarah, I've been there. I still get crushes on random people that I have never met. And we are just here, but for a moment. So if anything,
yes.
I'm proud of you for talking to Clark Kent and keep that energy, babe.
I have a poster in my classroom, and I always remember at the start of the year because I have to put it up.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no guarantee of success in anything, but to try means you had the courage to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And even if it doesn't work out, it will pay dividends.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm butchering that quote a little bit. And then the woman she's played a bunch of different roles. She played the detective in The Residence, and she kind of became famous first for her role as the character Crazy Eyes in Orange is the New Black.
Yes.
I forget what her name is.
Yeah.
And that's on me.
Yeah.
It's a like non-traditional, like white middle-class suburban American name. So like that's probably admittedly why I'm struggling to remember it. But she has this great quote from her mother, who's from Nigeria. And she was like, I've never seen nothing come from hard work, right? Like I've never, like it might not be the exact result that you wanted, but I've never seen someone do the hard work and then not get anything from it.
My favorite quote is from The Office. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Dash Wayne Gretzky. Dash Michael Scott.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's no topping that. I am looking at this email that was sent to us. I love it. I'm so excited for it. So this is from our friend Maggie.
Okay.
Pronouns she, they. Email subject line. Eye of the Beholder listener story. I hope I'm not too late. Amazing.
You are not.
No, you're not at all. Okay. Hello. I have an Eye of the Beholder story, and she's a doozy. It's foundational to one of my closest friendships. I hope I can do the story justice, but I was drunk and don't remember all of it.
Nice.
In parentheses,
Same.
the theme-related parts, mainly, to be honest, but I like telling the whole story, so strap in. Thank you, Maggie.
Yes.
Welcome to the podcast. In March of 2023,
Okay.
I went to Bologna, Italy over spring break to visit a friend who was studying abroad.
Excellent.
I was 20. Ugh,
Those were the days.
To be 20 and in Italy. I don't know, I was 30, but it looks like a great time. Lydia was 20 and in Italy for a semester while studying abroad.
She learned a lot about olive oil. That's what I know.
She drank a bottle of wine a day.
Yeah, I believe that.
And she was like, I had you for class. She has
you didn't.
She has great wine taste.
Yeah,
It
that's
worked.
fine.
Okay, so she's 20. The Wednesday of that week was another girl in the program's birthday.
Okay.
So everyone went out to celebrate. I want to again remind everyone, she is not in the program. She is visiting a friend
in the program.
In our friend group,
call.
in the friend group multiverse that you've gotten a chance to know, we like to call these people special guest stars. They're not A plot characters. They're not B plot characters. You're not
And
even.
it's not an insult to them.
No.
That's just how we can't accept everyone into the friend
You're
group.
not going to see them during the holiday
Yeah.
episodes. They are here for 2 weeks, maybe. You're going to do something that we then talk about later. You're a special guest star, not a series regular. She's a special guest star in Bologna.
Yeah.
This girl's birthday. We started at an Airbnb. I believe her boyfriend was in town for her birthday, so we could chill after class with drinks and cake before rallying for a bar crawl. Ugh, take me there.
So nice.
I know, right?
That sounds so nice. Take me back.
If we didn't live such busy lives, I'd be like, run away with me. Let's do it right now.
There's a bar crawl we can do right here.
I know, but it's not Italy.
That's true. We can pretend. We can speak bad Italian.
I didn't want to show up. That's not a satisfactory solution for me. I didn't want to show up empty-handed, especially to a birthday party of someone I didn't even know. So I went to a liquor store while everyone else was in class to get something. Maggie, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Maggie, that's cool people vibes.
That is.
Immediately confirming. At the time, I didn't drink much or even all that often. So I was pretty picky. So a case of beer wasn't going to cut it. Don't worry, it would now. I grabbed the cheapest bottle of vodka. No.
In Italy?
If you're picky, that's not where you should go.
What do you mean you were picky?
Are you kidding? You're picky and you're like the nail polish remover and then some Mountain Dew. That's the worst evening possible. She's 20. I have to remember that.
She's 20.
She's looking for chasers. The clerk saw me staring aimlessly around a very small store and walked up to me to offer help. But the only Italian I know is sì, no, and grazie mille.
What does that mean? Do we know? Okay.
Yes, no, and I think thanks a ton.
I'm going to look it up. You keep reading.
So only so much could be done. Bologna is not a place where most people know English.
Yes.
But I did take high school Spanish. So after staring at him for a while, I said, necesito jugo con esto, and held up my vodka. Obviously, I know Italian and Spanish are not the same language, but that would sometimes work in Italy because I was using the most basic words that often were Italian, cognates, and I think also because they could tell I was a helpless American girl, so I think they were inclined to help. 3 parentheses encapsulate that entire.
Grazie mille means 1,000 thanks.
Okay, fantastic.
Good.
Yeah, also, Spanish is surprisingly helpful in Italy for navigating and surprisingly helpful in France to get them to go away.
Yeah, France is hard. I do want to go back to Paris, especially after seeing Moulin Rouge last night.
If you don't know French and don't want to be treated like an English speaker, Spanish.
Honestly, just accept it. Like, I don't know. I'm past it.
Mr. Store Clerk figured it out, handed me a bottle of juice. I paid. Off to the Airbnb I go. At the party, I open my bottles and start making drinks for everyone. Maggie, again, great vibes.
Great vibes. Incredible vibes. I don't know how I'll feel about the vodka, but
if you're a 20-year-old girl in Italy making drinks for the people at this party, awesome. Maybe don't do that if you're a boy. Like, just kind of acknowledge what our gender has done and like let people make their own drinks. But good on you for still bringing things.
Is there still that like issue in Europe?
I think there's an issue everywhere there are men. I agree,
but like it feels like an American problem, like gun violence.
Sure. I haven't found a community yet where I'm like,
I don't
all
trust
the men
my drink
here
with
I could
anyone.
trust.
Yeah, that's fair.
100%.
That's fair. I've had to explain to every boyfriend I've had why when I say hold my drink, they can't put it down somewhere.
Right. Everyone agrees. The clerk gave me a great recommendation because we could hardly taste the shitty vodka. Shortly after, we're singing Happy Birthday and cutting the cake. Then headed out the door to start our night. I noticed that some people have left their drinks almost untouched.
Oh no.
In hindsight, Probably because they have class in the morning in a culture where skipping isn't really an option, and they were not starting, and they're not wanting to start with an unmeasured mixed drink, the only kind of mixed drink I know to make.
Yeah. Dear listener, I made our drinks tonight, and I told Grant, hey, they're a little strong, and he took a sip and was like, oh, shit, it's actually strong. Usually people say that, and I'm like, for sure. I was like, no, I've drank enough of your gin and tonics.
You know how I like it.
Yeah.
Maggie, I'm a little pissed because I spent money to bring us all a good time.
Yeah.
So while everyone makes their way out the door, I decided to rectify this.
No, Maggie, no.
By finishing all the drinks.
Maggie! I'm so scared for you.
I'm scared. Also, I have been there, okay?
Oh, yeah.
You look behind you, there's 2 footprints in the stand. It was me. I was walking alongside you.
And I was drunk. That's why it looks like there's 4 footprints.
Yeah, thank you. And a handprint.
Yeah.
That's so real and so bad. I, a 20-year-old American girl in Europe who doesn't really drink, leaves the Airbnb having had at least 8 heavily poured drinks in less than an hour. I'm
bitch.
so nervous. It's been a long time since we've had a B word on the podcast.
I
love it. I love that energy. I agree with it.
There's one time that I distinctly remember blacking out, and it was 5 drinks in an hour, and I remember not remembering about 5 seconds after I had the 5th one. So I'm so scared for you.
Yeah.
Especially if they're 8 heavily poured drinks. That's like
she
16
made herself.
shots.
As that first drink of the night is always a heavy one because you're trying to get there now.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And so to do that 8 times, honestly, I'm at the age now where if I in one evening, the entire evening, have 8 drinks, I may be a little rough the next day.
Yeah.
To put it down in an hour.
That's Maggie. I'm so glad that we know you writing this email. Oh my God.
I want you to know there are pictures.
I saw.
You've seen some.
I saw one of them.
Have you seen? You've only seen one so far.
Just from your phone. Yeah.
It's a short walk to the Irish pub. I keep drinking and I'm having a gay old time. Not that far into the night. Maybe an hour, maybe less. I'm on the floor of the single stalled bathroom.
No.
All I remember is trying to puke and nothing coming out.
No.
Falling asleep a little bit, lots of knocking, and a very long line when I finally got out of the bathroom. My night ended pretty quickly after that because I decided to smoke a cigarette. For the first time ever, I have pretty severe asthma.
No. And also don't mix your uppers and downers, please, for the love of God.
And then I joke before, I have a cigarette and I have a matcha latte once a year. And both times I've reminded why I don't like them.
Can I say my little story really quick?
Absolutely.
There was one time, the other really embarrassing time from when I blacked out. I was an intern at Halliburton, and
That's so embarrassing.
I know, in the middle of Oklahoma, and there was like nothing to do. So me and my friend Nick decided I had just turned 21, and so me and Nick were like, we're going to learn how to drink whiskey straight. That's literally the only reason I can drink whiskey straight now is because you actually, if you want to learn how to drink liquor straight, it does take a second. Like you can't just drink it and be like, yeah, this is good.
You have to be desperate enough to do it once. And then you're just like, actually, I feel less bloated.
And luckily, me and my friend, when we were going to buy the whiskey, there was like the guy who was working behind the counter as well as just another random guy in the liquor store. We were like, we want to like get into whiskey, and so they were like teaching us how to drink whiskey and what whiskeys to start with, and it was all good. It was really good, and honestly, we got like a maker's mark. It was fun, great. That was the night I learned that the rest of the interns thought Nick and I were dating, and I told them I thought he was gay until like maybe a couple weeks ago when I found out he was actually deeply mourning the loss of his most recent girlfriend.
Everyone was wrong. Good. I love stories
Everyone
like that.
was wrong. And so we played a card game, and then I woke up in my bed in the corporate housing in a shirt that was not my own. And in insane amount of pain, and I had to take Monet out, and so I took Monet out and came back, fell back asleep, threw up a bunch, like fell back asleep, and then I like texted to people and I was like, hey, where's my shirt? And they were like, oh, we left it in a plastic bag, you threw up all over yourself, and then we carried you back to your apartment. Luckily we're like on the same apartment complex, so like they were just able to like get me back into my apartment. But yeah, apparently I had also smoked cigars, and because that combination of upper and downer,
that's a lot.
Combined with like just the raw liquor that I was drinking.
Your little 21-year-old body can't handle
No,
that.
I just like, my brain was like, nope. And then apparently at some point I got up from the card game we were playing and was like, I'm gonna go lay down, and lay down in one of my other interns' beds. Luckily she was like, relative. I have a lot of really embarrassing stories from this summer. This was really the summer I found myself.
This is the diet of a general that sent men off to die.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's a crazy thing that you did.
Yeah, apparently they like tried to get me up to get me to go home, and then I like just like wouldn't get up, and then I like threw up over everything. So don't mix your uppers and your downers. That's
Maggie knows that lesson.
Maggie is about to learn that lesson.
After having her first cigarette ever, the nicotine finally triggered my body to vomit. Don't worry,
Yep.
she did not make it to the bathroom
Nope.
because the line was still long from when I had fallen asleep in there. I puked on the shoes of a few Italian girls.
No.
I think about them sometimes. I feel kind
I
of
do
bad
too,
about
I get
it
it.
still.
I also think about those Italian girls.
Holy fuck.
Oh
Okay.
no.
So the next sentence, start of the new paragraph. I woke up in my hostel, but I read it as hospital,
Okay,
because
yeah.
my eyes are going.
Yeah.
I woke up in my hostel. Shout out to whoever got me there.
Yes.
Violently hungover.
Yes.
I was still dressed. Doc Martens still on.
Hell yeah.
Contacts still
Yep,
in.
that also will happen.
The only thought I had was to hop in the shower and at least get the puke off of me.
Mm-hmm.
It's only after my shower that I realize I don't have my purse. This on its own wouldn't be the absolute end of the world because I was very confident it ended up in my friend's dorm. However, in my purse
Is
were
your
the keys
passport?
to the lock I had on my hostel locker.
No.
Which means I didn't have access to any of my belongings, including my meal tickets, cafe, and glasses.
No.
Or any clean clothes.
No.
Oh God, this is a horror story. It turned from haha to horror story so quickly.
Oh God, and I
So I
can picture it
Yeah.
so vividly.
You're in the shower when you realize it.
No, I'm in the hostel trying to open my locker.
I made the only decision I really could. I put my vomit-stained dress back on and walked the 2 miles to the dorm.
No.
However, I'd already thrown out my daily contacts before my shower.
Okay, sorry. 2 miles is a crazy distance.
Correct, especially to be covered in vomit.
Covered in vomit and hungover.
Functionally blind.
Yeah.
I had thrown out my daily contacts before my shower, so I was making this trek blind as a bat.
No.
In icky, smelly clothes. The most hungover I had ever, and to this day still have ever been, in a foreign country where I don't speak the language. It was harrowing.
Y'all, I'm so glad when Grant and I went to Oktoberfest, I was not the stupid ass 21-year-old that I was when I was interning in Oklahoma, because that
Yeah.
entire trip would have ended so much differently.
You left at the exact right time for you.
Thank you.
Hours later, I left at the exact right time for
you.
me, and we had the evenings we wanted.
I found my way home almost blackout drunk on an hour bus ride back.
Train?
Yeah, train ride.
I still think about her. Just that entire trip. It
Yeah,
was so
I do
good.
too.
We'll go back.
Yeah.
We'll go back.
One of my coworkers is trying to convince his new partner, his new spouse, to go to Oktoberfest because they're about to go to Italy and it's their first time in Europe ever. And so they're trying to hop over to Munich. And today,
Yes.
it was while I was trying to
Yes.
teach my older coworker how to use that app I was telling you about before I started recording. And I was like, you have to.
You have to.
Don't go 2 days in a row. That sounds heinous.
You go 3 days, with the middle day being you get
Yep.
pickles in downtown Munich.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You guys are welcome that I'm not going this year.
Yeah.
I will be there next year, and some of you might wake up on a flight to Munich. Okay, I'm being real chill about it still. Okay, but as a person who's
If you want Casey to go, you need to start telling him to save now.
I have been actively saying save since at least January.
Okay, you need to sit him
To
down and
remind
be
him again.
serious
Okay,
about it.
I will.
Because right now he thinks it's a joke.
I'm being pretty ha funny about it all, but It's not going to be haha funny in 2026, okay? It's going to
Listen,
be...
I'm interested.
Yeah, I know you are.
You saw, I thrived for the several
all
hours
did.
I was there.
We got to get back to Maggie.
Yeah, Maggie. Sorry, Maggie.
We're over here
I'm
like...
actually so traumatized by Maggie's story. I'm like trying to find the happy in it. I'm so sorry.
We're like, remember how fun it was to be drunk in Europe? Meanwhile, Maggie's like, I almost died getting drunk in Europe. I did get there, and thank God my friend's roommate didn't have a morning class because she let me in and gave me my purse. I used all my energy getting there. So I borrowed my friend's pajamas and slept in her bed till she got back from class that afternoon.
Good for you.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
It makes total sense.
Yep.
It was then that I got a WhatsApp call from a friend in the US. Oh boy, did she have a story for me.
Maggie, what did you do?
Apparently, in between snoozing and dry heaving, during my first bathroom trip of the night prior, I sent her 15 minutes of Snapchat videos. We have one person in our life who does that all the time.
Yeah.
And we love them. And we will protect them
at all costs, but I don't check Snapchat enough. So sometimes it's like an hour worth of Snapchat content. I'm like,
you get weeks later.
I know, bitch, this was the craziest thing I've ever seen. What do you mean?
No, it's great because none of us have promised to regularly check Snapchat.
No,
and
they keep sending it.
Right. So we're all in agreement as to what's happening. And it's just such a fun little surprise.
Yeah.
All right. I had sent her 15 minutes of Snapchat videos. 15. I couldn't recall any of this.
So much.
But apparently I was heavily slurring my words and giving a whole analysis of a portrait hanging in the bathroom. I couldn't even remember the bathroom, let alone that there was art in it. She told me I actually went in depth talking about the colors and brush strokes. 100% was just making that shit up.
Good for you.
Mostly, I was surprised that a plus size woman would be depicted given the different cultural standards.
What?
We talk on the phone for long enough that I was dying to know what this portrait looked like. But obviously, I couldn't show my face in that Irish pub ever again. No. And the thought of a bar also made me want to be sick.
Yep.
So my friend drew me a replica on Snapchat.
Incredible.
I had showed her the painting in my videos the night before. Here is the picture. It's actually so good.
It's literally just drawn with like the Snapchat like pen and ink.
I need you to please dedicate your memory to this a little bit. Don't scroll, but please dedicate your memory to this a little bit.
The caption then says, "My very awful and bad rendition of this painting." And then the next little line says, "You had a whole analysis of the painting and said it looked like the Scream."
And to be clear, friends, I need you to, we need to do a little time and place. This picture is not hanging up in her hostel.
No.
It's not hanging up in the friend's apartment.
Yep.
This picture is hanging up in the bathroom at the
bar.
Irish pub where she fell asleep in during a little
and then threw up for a long time.
I've done that. I don't need to share that story,
No,
but I've
same.
done that.
Yeah.
Not,
all the time.
Not in a public bar restroom, but I have done that at a house party or two.
Yeah.
Deeply embarrassing and mortifying.
Yeah, same.
Now, it wasn't until a week later when I was back stateside with my friend, the one who I had called, that we were looking through pictures and I realized I took a picture of the painting, and here is what the painting looks like.
Actually, her rendition was really pretty good.
It's fantastic. She knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
As you can see, this is not a plus-sized woman.
No, it's absolutely not.
I went into this trip harboring a lot of insecurities about what I looked like, what that meant with being on a plane for that long, and possibly not being able to buy clothes if I forgot/lost something.
Yeah.
And then I got shit-faced and projected all of that onto the first woman that I saw. But hey, what can I say? It's all in the eye of the beholder.
Oh, wait, that's cute.
I hope you enjoyed such a silly story. My friends and I reference it all the time. Shout out to my friend for honestly doing a great job depicting the painting from
honest to God.
memory. To fill out the story, here are some selfies I took that night/the morning, including how I left my hostel to walk blindly.
Maggie, we're going to share the photo of that your friend drew, and we're going to share the photo of the painting. We won't share the photos
We won't
of
share the
you,
selfies.
actually.
So real. So I haven't seen the other ones yet. I'm doing it one at a time.
There's a selfie of her from literally directly above her.
It
she looks
gets
thrilled.
better and so.
Oh my God,
That's
blurry
right.
and close to her face.
That's right.
Yep.
I have
been
taken
there.
that so many times, being like, I feel so good. I bet I look hot right now. Oh my God. And then, I think this is the next day.
Oh no!
The regret
The bathroom
on
mirror.
this person's face. Well, hey, Maggie, thank you for sharing this.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being vulnerable.
Great art depiction, to be completely honest.
Honestly, she should get working that. So this is from our friend Stinson, and they use she, her pronouns.
Amazing.
Okay. Hello, Maya and Grant.
Okay, congrats.
Thank you.
First person to take a stand all night.
I know. Incredible. We love that. Yes, I chose a side, and I'm not really sorry. Good for you. Good for you, Stinson.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah. If this is read in any capacity on the podcast, my name is Stinson, and I use she, her pronouns. I originally thought I shouldn't use my name, but then I realized I don't care. And what was the point of being religiously traumatized if not to share?
Who are you protecting, babe? Who are you protecting?
Exactly. Jesus.
I have a Patreon story to tell you.
Write it down or else I'm going to forget.
I am also going to forget.
Yeah. I have honestly written and rewritten this at least 10 times. And it has been sitting in my email drafts for months. Stinson.
I'll send my edit notes back. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Could you imagine?
That gave me anxiety. Okay.
Stinson, not only is that spiritually not what I would do, I don't really have the time anymore. So.
It's not who we are as people. However, my best friend Ainsley has been trying to get me to send this in for a while now. And since she got me a cameo from y'all for college graduation, people have been getting me people have been getting me practical gifts since I graduated high school. And they found out I wanted to be a teacher, so this was a beautiful surprise. And I 100% cried when she showed me. I decided it's a perfect time. Buy a cameo for your friends, y'all.
They like them.
Well, I don't know. Grant's funny most of
It
the time.
just came off really intimidating and it didn't mean to.
Yeah, no. It's okay. This doesn't fit any current theme as far as I'm aware, but it's still one I think you two will find interesting or funny, if anything. So enjoy whatever this turns into. So the cult I was a part of is somewhat newly identified as a cult. It was called, parentheses, to us, the Independent Fundamental Baptist Church, aka the Institute for Basic Life Principles, IBLP. AKA the cult the Duggar family is/was a part of in the hit TLC show 19 Kids and Counting. The overarching term I think best used right now is, quote, Christian fundamentalists. Mm-hmm. I honestly did not realize that we were genuinely in the organization until I was 20, as my mom had always told us we were just, quote, in a similar group. But while watching the documentary Shiny Happy People, she told me we were in fact in the IBLP. Mm-hmm. Some background about this group. The entire point was/is to create a Christian nationalist generation to take over the voting demographic and eventually the government. An example of a politician, a part of this, quote, Joshua generation, I believe it's called, is Governor Huckabee Sanders in Arkansas, where I currently live. Parentheses. Side note, this woman was only elected because her dad was governor and she served as... She spelled Trumps, but she made the U an asterisk and said, parentheses, I refuse to type it out. Press secretary.
Good for you, Stinson.
Good for you. She wasn't residing in Arkansas when she was elected and showed up to exactly 0 governor debates, parentheses, but the people who hosted and asked questions did gesture to her empty chair for comments a couple times. So tiny win, I guess.
Stinson, I just want you to know, and I think I've been open about this on the podcast, I got my master's degree
You're a Republican?
There are many things I want to say right now, and I'm choosing not to.
Thank you.
I got my master's degree from Arkansas State University, and one of them included a message of congratulations from Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I know. I was like, girl, no one asked you.
I actually don't want this master's anymore. Okay, so anyway, this is essentially where the quiverful moment, parentheses, have as many kids as possible came from, or sorry, quiverful movement, have as many, it's Quiverful.
Quiverful is this idea of like, quiver full of arrows, have as many children as possible.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Could not be me.
It means almost a child a year for.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, if you have kids or love that idea, It's just not for me personally.
I don't mean here. Put 4 up.
4.
I've seen
4.
a couple of videos of people who like escaped from that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these quiverful moms are also like kind of influencer moms, and they're like,
Right.
I want to talk to you about actually how easy it is to have kids, and this is a huge perception that kids are expensive, and basically
Well,
their
they
solution, Stinson, I'm sorry if I'm stealing your words in your moment here, but it's like, have the older kids raise the younger kids. Don't buy them anything.
Okay, Dwight Schrute.
Right, 100%. And so a lot of people then stitch that video and be like, I never joined a club until I was like 22.
Yeah, what?
And I like have a deep amount of resentment towards
my parents
Yeah.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dwight Schrute is his family. The youngest raised the oldest. I'm sorry, I got that wrong.
Good. Sorry.
You're welcome. My parents, who weren't even raised Baptist, one was a Catholic, one was Church of Christ, joined the church because it was family-centered and they liked the pastor. Then, not long after, the pastor retired and a younger, very charismatic, cough, cough, all the makings of a cult leader, man became pastor. He phased out all deacons/elders in the church until he became the sole entity making decisions. He then moved us from the original campus to a small storefront and changed the name, parentheses, Anchor Baptist Church. If you're interested, it doesn't exist anymore. I'll explain later. Jesus. This man was intense to the point that my older brother and I went to a small church-run private school that taught using the IBLP's homeschool curriculum. No. I honestly do not have a whole lot of memories of the church, but I do remember, I do have a few memories that I will share now. This were in a bullet pointed list. The first one, the pastor would bribe us with a single peanut M&M to sit through his sermon.
What?
Which for some reason worked. And I remember that said M&Ms were kept in his office in a glass bird feeder. Which now that I write it out gives me a lot of ick. The second bullet point. We weren't allowed to wear pants or high heels, yet the pastor's daughters and wife always wore these stiletto leather boots, and that was allowed. Next bullet.
Oh, say that rule again.
We weren't allowed to wear pants or high heels, yet the pastor's daughters and wife always wore these stiletto leather boots, and that was allowed.
I had a student once who, what was it? She had to wear a skirt or like a dress of some kind that went below her knees and pants.
I had a girl at my high school, and I don't know if it was like a religious thing or whatever. She always wore like a floor length, like jean skirt. She was in my choir. I like honestly know nothing else about that. All I know is that she did get pregnant our senior year of high school, and she stopped wearing those skirts after that.
Your story is so much better than mine. I have nothing else to say. Go ahead, continue.
Okay. Next bullet. I was witness to a backroom wedding between an 18-year-old and a slightly older man. The girl actually lived with us for a while when the man was deployed. Parentheses, my mom took in stray people who needed places to stay all the time. Inception parentheses, within reason. which I think taught me a lot more about helping those in need than any Christian values that were ever yelled at me. Yes, exactly. Okay, next bullet. We had these weird sashes that were 100% a white supremacist rooted practice that we had to earn pieces of, like a sadistic Girl Scout badge. If you watch the documentary or look up the sashes, it's actually very unnerving. Next bullet. And I think this then transitions into the rest of the story. The church had an obsession with, quote, the past and, quote, history. Parentheses, it's in quotes because it was a very specific history. We had old-fashioned days where we, according to my mom, basically had church outside with no modern teaching or technology. I don't remember this, but I remember time in the private school where when I was 4 or 5 years old, we had to dress like an American history hero and give a speech. I won first for pre-K speech, an actual category. What? Pre-K?
I'd judge it.
I can't imagine my niece who just graduated pre-K giving a speech.
I could coach a couple national champions.
Yeah,
in
you
that
could.
event.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. And I will attach a photo of the outfit that my mom said I also wore part of to an old-fashioned day. It was Betsy Ross, but other heroes included Abigail Adams, Abraham Lincoln, and Sacagawea, parentheses, portrayed by white children. Now, I bet you're wondering how
That's actually kind of a surprise that they would venerate Sacagawea and Abraham Lincoln.
There's just not as many rules, I think, when it comes to little kids and American heroes.
But they're clearly trying to indoctrinate them into like white Christo nationalism.
I bet they also did not. They see Sacagawea as a hero in that she helped white people.
Sure, but Abraham Lincoln literally helped end slavery.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Just continue.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I bet you're wondering. Oh, I can show you the picture first. Obviously, we're not going to share this, but you can do your best to describe it. She was Betsy Ross.
Oh, absolutely. American Girl doll, Amish girl.
Yes. No, that's actually so spot on. Yeah,
it's one of my special talents.
I have literally no notes on that. Okay. Now, I bet you're wondering how the 2005 cinematic masterpiece Chicken Little plays into us leaving the church. Dear listener,
I completely forgot that's what the story was.
Now, dear listeners, where I tell you the title of this email is Chicken Little Saved Me from a Cult, parentheses, not clickbait. Okay. Now, I bet you're wondering how the 2005 cinematic masterpiece Chicken Little plays into us leaving the church. Well, here is the absolutely insane story. My father was working offshore in California at the time for 2 to 4 weeks at a time, leaving my mom to take care of myself, who was like 6 or 7, and my brother, at most 10, and our baby brother. Said baby brother was actually born really sick and was in the NICU for a while, parentheses, which was kind of laughable after because he weighed 10 pounds and 11 ounces at birth. What? Jesus Christ.
Well, and that's God's promise.
Yeah, that's jazz, baby.
He was born heavy because he was born with the spirit.
Yeah, but early for some reason. Okay, which was more than the combined weights of his 3 NICU roommates. During this time, people from the church would show up during the evening/night to ask why we missed church, never to check on my mom or my brother or any of us. My mom had to figure out how to work full time and keep us occupied in the summer. This led to the discount movie theater days at a theater on the other side of Little Rock from where we lived. It wasn't even the closest theater to us or the church. Seeing movies in theaters was very much against the rules because, quote, there was no way to prove you weren't in a sinful or R-rated movie. As if ticket stubs didn't exist.
No way to do it.
None at all. It was literally the late 2000s. One day, my mom took us to see Chicken Little. She loaded the 3 of us up and took us across town to see the movie. A church member followed us across the city and into the theater to make sure we were doing exactly what we weren't supposed to be doing. The following week, the pastor pulled my mom into his office to talk to her. He had 2 grievances. 1, the movie, and 2, the fact that my mother was acting, quote, too manly and taking on the role of the man of the house when that was my brother's job while my dad was gone.
The newborn infant?
No, the 10-year-old, the oldest brother. Yeah. Also horrible, but
no,
crazy.
You're right. I'm sorry. The first tragedy had to end in my mind before the second terror could begin.
Yes. Yeah. No, you're right. My brother, who once again was all of 10 years old, this broke something in my mother. She left that meeting, grabbed us, and left. She left all of her belongings besides her purse in that building and never went back. She called Dad and told him she wasn't going back, and he couldn't make her.
Good.
Dad was indifferent to it. Mom was absolutely shattered. She thought she failed us, specifically me, and I was the only girl, and the IBLP is particularly strict on women and girls. Now, this is how the story was relayed to me. I have flashes of these memories and lingering issues formed from these years. It took me a long time to unlearn that my purpose in life was to be a wife and a mother. And while I want those things, I've been able to prioritize other things without feeling guilty. I have control issues and have been diagnosed with OCD that is situationally triggered. I have a hard time being told what I should believe, parentheses, which is super easy right now. Asterisk, she said sarcastically. I will forever be grateful that my mom realized and got us out before we were subjected to the physical horrors others were/are still put through in this group. I understand I am lucky for that. To end on a light note, here is a, quote, where are they now? My older brother is married today and in the military. My younger brother just graduated high school and will be a college freshman in the fall. Parentheses, unfortunately not a land-grant university.
That's where all the real learning happens.
Close parentheses, period, open parentheses. Side note, the only 2 land-grant universities in Arkansas are the most expensive universities with the least proportionally supportive scholarships, and the other one is one of the only HBCUs in the state. My mom now teaches middle school ELA and has 2 more kids with my dad, so 5 total. What is ELA?
English language arts. She's just an English teacher.
Okay, cool. Personally, I just graduated with a BSc in middle school math education.
Yes, you did,
Queen. Yeah. After my senior year from hell, I was thrown into full-time teaching as my residency, parentheses, student teaching, because the district I was set to work in was short-staffed. So I had my own class for a whole school year and heartbreakingly to me, got no recognition from my university.
Yep.
I was actually forgotten on multiple occasions because I did not have a traditional role. Because of this, the cameo from y'all meant the absolute world to me. Parentheses, don't judge me. I have gifted kid burnout and just want to be told good job every now and then. Girl, I get you.
Listen, your first year teaching is the hardest 9 months of a life you can live. Like, I hear
Stinson,
you.
I am one more bad thing away from requesting a cameo from Grant. I just need you to know. I get it.
You're going to have to remind me to record it.
I want you to know I am Grant's agent. Like, anyone who has gotten even a cameo that's solo from Grant, he has not known about that cameo until I've told him. Okay. And finally, the culty pastor. Well, he embezzled all the church's money and ran away to Texas. Last I checked, at least one of his kids has left the church, so some sort of cycle has been broken. I want to know everything about that child.
I do too.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging on for this ride. I hope this all made sense. I am a STEM girly, not an English girly. Hell yeah, girl. The podcast has literally been there for me for all my milestones lately. I've listened while moving into my first apartment that wasn't university housing, and I listened while getting ready for my college graduation. Thank you so much for the graduation and teaching advice, and I hope you enjoyed this in some capacity. Yours, Stinson. P.S. One of my first memories of setting up my classroom is having to bring headphones because I was listening to the podcast out loud, and the phrase, quote, "he's fucking insane," was yelled as my coworker walked in.
Good.
Thought y'all would enjoy that with like an upside down emoji. I'm sorry, that was almost definitely me that yelled that. I'm so sorry. Image shows me circa 2008. I wore this dress without the bonnet to church in old-fashioned days, according to my mom. Sent from my iPhone.
Okay, Stinson, that's wild because that's a medium screen thing to do. Send an email.
Yeah.
So 2 very quick reactions. First, listen. I saw this TikTok before the summit. Okay,
5. That's 5.
But it's I've even quoted on this like. My dad got a job at the Palm restaurant. My grandma, she went from Catholic to her.
With like the cigarette and then like the leopard print
My mom,
poncho.
she's in the kitchen. She's doing her hair up with the vodka.
Yes.
Right. So I saw that audio over a person trying to set up their classroom. And Stinson, you'll get this now. But the caption goes, it's classroom setup day and you forgot to close your door. And that one coworker has now found you. And that's so true. I don't know what it is. It's like, in the Prince of Egypt when God decides to kill a bunch of Egyptian babies to prove a point.
Yes.
I'm sorry, that's what it says. Like I didn't besmirch his name. That's what happened.
That's what Old Testament God.
Anyways, teachers operate under the same system. If your door is closed, it leaves you alone, right? It's like they're clearly doing something. But if your door's open, I'm gonna
come in and say hi. Yeah.
At my old school, I'd have to at times put a sign on the door after I'd closed the door.
No, seriously, can't do it.
Yeah, no, I was like, hey, thank you so much for swinging by. I am very distractible and have so much work to do today. Because I had taught there for so long, I had besties who were like, closed door just means I can tell him more private things.
Yeah. No, I'm so for real right now.
This is. It's locked as well. Is like basically what I'm trying to say. And then
they're still jiggling the knob. Let me in.
And I'm in the corner. The second thing, Stinson, and now that you're a teacher going into your first year, you're going to get this too. I love it. I don't even think I told you this.
Oh.
This is year 11 for me. It's year 2 at this new school.
Right.
It feels good. I love my career. It's nice to feel like you know things. But it's also to the point now where when you walk into new teacher training or whatever, you can kind of like clock who the new people are. Even though this is only my second year at this school, I walk in, I like have my coffee in hand. I drank half of it driving into the city. So
same.
I pop the lid, grab a free coffee canister, top that bad boy up real quick. We're going to be mixing
With the
brews.
ice that's still there,
We're going to be mixing brews all day.
Yep, get it.
Grab a free breakfast burrito. Shout out Santiago's Burritos.
Oh my God, the Santi. I need a Santi burrito.
They might be exclusively held up by the public school system out here in the Denver metro area.
They're held up by colleges too. I have ordered an ungodly amount for the events that I hosted at Mines.
It's actually like a catering restaurant that has a counter you can order
Yes,
from. That's how I understand it.
100%.
And so I have coffee, burrito, and I scan the room, and in like the corner, a little bit too close to the music teacher, who I do know, is this very young looking man who has like dress shoes, frat khakis on,
trying too hard,
button-up shirt, tie, backpack, and I'm like, student teacher. That's a student teacher. That's a goddamn student teacher right there. Do you see that student
and
teacher?
Everyone's like, gold star for Grant. He identified the student teacher.
I was like, those khakis have been to a prom, not prom formal. What do fraternities have?
Oh, just formal.
Formal.
Yeah.
Those khakis have been to a formal before.
They've seen some ungodly things.
Absolutely, they have.
Yeah.
You have no professional bag at all whatsoever beyond the backpack that you currently have on. I am actively in like 7-inch inseam shorts and like a shirt that's a little too big on the neck hole. And there's already coffee stained
on it.
And I'm pretty sure somewhere in this loose leaf bag of like school ID, chapstick, orange sandwich wrapped in plastic are my car keys. Right?
We think, because the car turned on this morning.
I'm like, so that's a student teacher. So Stinson, dress up for the first day if you want, because that's still kind of fun. It's fun to get dressed up and stuff, but just know no one cares. In education, as hopefully you probably already do, we are all drowning in our own pools that no one's really looking.
Except for Grant,
me.
For some reason.
I'll be watching.
Grant's
student teacher.
cataloging
That's a student
everything.
teacher.
He is Gossip Girl.
I have a second story. Yeah,
you do.
That first story just brought me truly so much joy.
That was so funny.
I love this. We can say the name. Do you want me to give the title of the email? What have we been doing?
This last one I waited because I felt like it would give away the plot.
I'm going to go and hide it then.
Okay.
Hey, y'all. In parentheses, representing the liberal South with this greeting.
Nice.
I am more than happy for you to use my name and pronouns, Madeline, she, her. And while I use a nickname for the other person involved in the story, it's a nickname that the person is familiar with. So fingers crossed, this skits to that little rich snake.
Hell yeah!
Smiley face.
Make a reel of this.
Exactly.
Just kidding.
And I hope you took that personally.
And I do. But that's a different podcast.
I know I'm a little late for, quote, they were roommates, but while listening to the Roommates listener episode, I was reminded of my absolutely insane roommate story, specifically at Opera Camp. No, it's actually, that was so dumb. On the jokes I have made tonight, definitely the dumbest. So let's take it back to the summer of 2016. Quick, Maya, how old were you?
18.
Okay, she is
18. 17 turning 18.
I am 16. I as in Madeline, not I as in Grant.
I am 16 going on 17.
I am 16 going on 20. I have a college degree.
Okay, that's fucked up of you.
And an aspiring opera singer, and there is a very prestigious classical music camp in the Berkshires. The fellow classical musicians will know where I am talking about. I'm accepted on scholarship, which I'm pretty excited about, especially considering that this was the only way I would be able to attend this camp.
Yeah.
For context, I was born and raised in New Orleans, so this would be the first time I would be traveling by myself and away from my parents for longer than about 5 hours. This camp is about 6 weeks long. Okay, real quick. What was that moment for you? Where you were like, I'm traveling on my own without my parents, and I'm going to be gone for a while?
Like, what do you mean for a while?
Like growing up. I'm going to let you define that. What was that? Because I think every family has a different way of measuring that milestone.
The first sleepaway camp that I did was in summer between freshman and sophomore, maybe sophomore, junior. I probably maybe even 8th grade to freshman year. Prior, I had never done any kind of like I had done a sleepover, but like not more than one night. And it was a horseback riding camp up at Colorado State University in Fort Collins.
Okay. So my parents farmed us out to our relatives on actual farms
Yes.
for farm work.
Yes.
I went to loads of church
They
camps.
farmed us out to actual farms for farm work.
No, it was actually
Good
crazy.
to know.
When I taught in the Central Valley of California, I'd be like, I too have done field work before. Actually, we can talk about this. And they were like, all right, mister. I'm sitting backwards in a chair, leaned over. No, I'm kidding.
Baseball cap on
Thank
backwards.
you.
Yeah.
Today we're going to learn how to play the violin. But the moment for me was when I insisted I was responsible enough to drive up to southern Minnesota by myself the summer going into my senior year. So I'm like 16,
Okay.
maybe very, very freshly 17. And my parents are like, no, it's like a 7-hour drive and you're like
Yeah.
a child. And I was like, oh, so I've done everything perfectly and I've never once upset you and you still don't trust me. So there's just like no way I'm ever going to gain your trust.
Yep,
And
that's
then our
exactly
parents
what
were
they
like, fine, you can drive yourself to speech camp.
The only other one that I think of is after my freshman year of college, I was one of a couple freshmen selected to go to Pi Beta Phi convention in St.
Absolutely.
Louis. And that was the first time I'd ever like flown on a plane without my parent.
Or like a chaperone of
without
some
a chaperone,
kind,
because
or-
I had
yeah.
gone like with my choir teacher
You're the
before.
adult.
Yes. Yeah. That was crazy.
Okay, so upon arrival at this camp in the Berkshires, I might be saying it wrong. I've never made enough money to know
it's
how to say it
Berkshire.
right. Berkshires, okay.
I don't know.
Upon arrival, obviously I'm very nervous and I'm not a person that makes friends quickly. I also feel like I stick out like a sore thumb because while the boys are in Vineyard Vine shorts and the girls are in Lily Pulitzer,
Of course.
I arrive in black Air Force Ones. That's cool as hell.
That is so cool.
Be proud of that. All the cool kids in the school I was teaching at, because I'm old enough to be teaching in the year 2016, they all wore black Air Force
My
Ones.
first experience with Lily Pulitzer was at that Pi Beta Phi convention, and my first reaction to Lily Pulitzer was, why would you wear that?
I am actually remembering the free and reduced lunch percentage at the school I was teaching at in 2016, where everyone was wearing black
Yeah.
Air Force Ones. They were still cool as hell, girl.
They were
I
still
don't know
cool
what
as
you
hell.
want. So she's wearing black Air Force Ones, eyeliner that goes past my eyebrow,
Oh my God.
and Victoria's Secret leggings paired with a crop top so you can see my belly button piercing.
Oh, that's scandalous in 2016.
Really representing the fashion of my hometown.
Emo.
I get it.
I get it. I'm here for it.
When you're from a place, you're from that place. Like, that's the truest thing I've ever said.
I still have cowboy boots that are literally in my foyer right now. So
I get to my room where I meet my roommate. We'll call her Cherry. Smiley face.
ooh.
So I'm adding
Now
the
kiss.
sarcasm that I think exists based off what we know about some of the people that have been mentioned in this story.
Okay.
We get to chatting a bit, and I realize we are two very, very different people.
Okay, don't kiss.
That come from two very different worlds.
Okay, now maybe the sleeping enemies to lovers.
I've already shown you one
Now
meme about
kiss.
that today. But hey, this is also in my mind, opera camp is so straight when theater camp is so gay.
I
you know?
disagree 100%.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good
You
to know.
remember my mime friend Tyler?
I actually, in a way that I can't really explain, think about him more than I do almost
I need to
anyone
reach out
else
to him.
you've
I haven't
mentioned.
talked to him in a while.
He was fun. That's not like
No,
I'm-
I know. He did
like-
opera,
yeah.
is what I'm saying.
Doesn't shock me.
Yeah, and he's like one of the gayest people I've ever met.
Also-
it took him a while for him to realize that. Everyone else, like in the school and in our friend group, was like, yeah, we know.
He was one of those people so loved at home, it took him a while to realize he was different.
He went to Italy for opera camp.
Did he actually was he actually a mime, or is that just how he looked?
No, it was just a shirt that he
Okay,
wore
there
to
it
my
is.
housewarming
Thank
party.
you.
Yeah.
I was again like,
No, he's not a mime.
okay. So we come from two very different worlds. But hey, this is all about new experiences and meeting new people. Our friend Madeline and Cherry. Okay. I have some leftover gummy bears that I didn't finish on my flight over, and I decide as a way to make friends, I will
share
go
them.
into the common area and see if anyone wants to snack on them with me. One or two girls come by.
Nice.
That's really about all that happens.
Okay.
Now for backstory.
That's brave of you. I would have kept those gummy bears until my dying breath.
When was the last time you had gummy bears?
Really recently. Maddie and I like them as like a pre-workout snack, and we haven't worked out together a lot. So now whenever we get together, she has these little like single serve pouches of gummy bears that have like 10 in them. And so we share those a lot. So.
I had a whole bag on Monday. I hadn't had them in a decade, and a friend was
I love
like,
a good gummy bear.
I was like, yeah, I should get a little sweet treat or whatever. I don't know what to get. And a friend was like, we were texting, and he was like,
Gummy bears.
you should get gummy bears. And I was like, Oh my God, that's the best idea ever.
Yes.
They're just the right kind of chewy.
They are.
They resist a second.
They take too long. You can't just like pop them in.
You got to work on it for a
Yeah.
second. And I actually loved that. I also think I cut my tongue a little bit because I really
On
kind of
what?
like my own teeth.
Oh my
going
God. I was like,
after
they're
it.
gummy.
Yeah, well, it's the famous candy that's full of razor blades that you hear about every Halloween. You've heard about that.
I don't know if it's gummy bears that have
No,
that. At least not the mini.
Well, it's
gummy bears.
also not true.
I don't know about that.
Okay, we're going to keep going.
I feel like it's happened at least once.
Now for backstory.
Okay.
When I told my roommate where I was from and what school I went to, she reminded me of a girl who went to my school and was at this camp the year before and got kicked out because she was a handful, which is completely correct. Now, while I'm aware of this girl, we were by no means friends and maybe had spoken like once or twice. However, we carry on with our conversation and I really don't think anything of it.
Okay.
Now, this camp is at the bottom of a hill, and on the top of the hill is a very quaint, very cute little town. Since I enjoy being alone, shout out.
Same.
We get it.
Yep. 100%.
Truest thing that's been said tonight.
Grant and I, aside from recording this podcast, love not spending time with each other.
Correct.
Or spending time with each other in silence.
In many ways, this podcast is nice because it schedules our hangouts
Our
predictably.
social time.
I decide to go into town and explore a bit. I'm there for about 3 hours, where I spend 2 hours and 45 minutes of that time in a coffee shop talking to my parents on the phone. I realize it's getting close to dinner time and that I'll start to head back. I get back and have dinner with my roommate and her friends, who she had already known from the previous year.
Okay.
After dinner, we go sit on the great lawn, and while we're there, the RA comes out and tells me to go to the administration's office.
What?
Immediately, my stomach drops.
I dislike it.
Immediately, my stomach drops into my ass.
Good for you.
But I assume it just has something to do with class registration or something of that matter. I go in and I'm told to sit down. The first thing this woman asked me as soon as my ass hits the chair is, quote, "Do you have any drugs in your room?"
What? Oh my God, the gummy bears.
Again, stomach is in my ass because I do, in fact, have drugs in my room. My birth control.
Okay.
Because my mom told me that it's none of the camp's business to know what medication I'm on. We didn't bother telling them when filling out the paperwork.
Yeah.
I'd tell the administration the only drugs in my room is my birth control. Then she says, "So if we search your room, will we find any drugs?"
Oh.
I start to legitimately scream. Sorry.
As an opera singer, you know it lasted a while. Like,
Was just really not expecting that. I start legitimately to scream, pleading with her to please go search my room. There are no drugs in there, and I'm practically escorting her out of the office to ensure this. She tells me to sit down again, and that really, it was just a bluff. Literally poop on you. She said ass twice in this paragraph and is now using the word poop.
Yeah.
Literally poop on you. I know y'all don't curse on here, so I'm trying to rein it in. Oh, we've changed our mind.
We've changed our minds on that.
She then says, quote, "You went to town for quite a long time today, right?" I again answer very honestly and state that the entire time I was on the phone with my parents, who have my location, and would be more than happy to send them the play-by-play.
Yeah.
She goes on to say that someone had reported me for trying to give my fellow campers, quote, weed gummies
Oh, for fuck's sake.
in the common area, and that I then stated I was going into town to buy more drugs to sell to the campers.
What?
At this point, I am absolutely heartbroken.
Yeah.
Not
You were
only-
trying to make friends.
Yes, trying to be nice. Like, legitimately, like, I feel like a fish out of water, but if I offer what I have, like, they'll be nice to me.
Then I can find a commonality. Yeah.
Not only because I feel I have already made such a fool of myself in such a prestigious environment, but also the fact that I've been on this campus for about 12 hours and have already been pegged as this girl from New Orleans, therefore she must be a drug dealer. Rich kids, am I right?
Well, that's how I feel about being from Colorado.
Right.
So,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, I don't feel that way.
So my really close friend went to Maine for college, and I'm not gonna lie and say that she was didn't do anything in high school,
Right.
but it wasn't like really to the level I think people expected when she showed up to Maine and was like, "I'm from Colorado," and she like kind of started not dealing, but like being a contact for people.
She knows someone who knows someone.
Because everyone was like, you're from Colorado, you know someone, right? And she was like, I'm about to. Like, I'm gonna make money off of this deal. And then I had my first internship in 2018 on the East Coast. And when I said I was from Colorado, everyone just assumed I was like a stoner.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Back to our friend Madeline. Quote, I go back to my room in tears, confiding in my roommate about how I don't know why someone would do this to a person
It was
who
the
they
roommate.
have literally. Yeah, it's Madeline. It's so obvious, but you're a child, so we'll forgive you. I don't know why someone would do this to a person who they have literally known for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Of course, sadness turns into anger, and I start laying out the things that someone from New Orleans would do to a person they found out who had said such things.
No,
quote, snitched.
Madeline.
Sure enough, the next day,
No,
I get called to the
Madeline.
administration office again. At this point, I'm absolutely pissed, and they are utterly embarrassed. Most likely because of the earful they got from my dad about making accusations with absolutely zero evidence.
Yeah.
They tell me that I will be moved out of my room
Good.
and placed into a room on the second floor, which I assume makes hell feel like a nice cool breeze because I am, quote, bullying my current roommate.
What?
This is when
She's just a
my
sensitive-
16-year-old brain puts all the pieces together and realizes who snitched on me.
Yeah.
Even though there was literally nothing to snitch about.
Yeah.
However, while I was on the way out, I made sure to empty out the placebo week of my birth control pills.
Right.
And place it in the
Oh,
back
Jesus.
corner of her sock drawer.
Good.
So just in
Wait
case
a second. Good for you.
I wanted to do the same thing to her,
They would find something.
legitimately be kicked out.
Madeline.
Absolutely.
Fucking incredible.
While I never acted on it, I did go on to make some of my absolute best friends from the summer program. And in the year after, once I returned, I was absolutely untouchable and essentially was allowed to do whatever I wanted, including smoke weed on campus.
Keep them guessing. Keep them guessing.
If you're going to
Fuck
have the
yeah.
reputation, you might as well enjoy the perks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I know you guys hear it all the time, but thank you so much for this podcast and bringing so much joy and education to us all. P.S. I now live in Amsterdam and I'm an English teacher, and I assign a lot of your podcast as homework.
Fuck up, Madeline.
So if you see a rise in listening coming out of the Netherlands, you're welcome. I hope
Madeline.
you enjoyed. Love you both,
Say
Madeline.
less. What?
Listen, as a teacher, I'm like, what are you assigning them? I want to know what that assignment looks like. I want to be able to copy that homework assignment. I want your permission to give that homework assignment. I want to grade that homework assignment.
We will make a podcast episode just for your students.
No, we won't. Listen, if you're still with us, and I know you're not because the gossip has been done for about an hour, I'm not going to do that. I want you
Okay,
to know.
I will, and you'll sit here and you'll goddamn listen to it. Literally, what the fuck? I don't know who this man thinks he is.
A man who was told you're gonna have the lesson plan for your hobby, and I was like, that's not what I'm gonna do.
And
We're holding
you won't
hands.
have to listen plan for this.
Listener, we're holding hands.
We're always holding hands, like almost
Honestly,
always.
when was the last episode we didn't hold hands during?
It's been a while.
Sometimes
I
we'll-
still have a piece of art from one of our patrons that I keep meaning to
Sometimes
put
we'll
up.
hold hands and cry together.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Dr. Ruth right now.
I know. That episode has been nominated for, or made the final slate for TO Webfest Awards that happens in Canada. I'm struggling to remember exactly which province.
Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah, you're right. Toronto. So yeah, that episode specifically made the final slate. An email I missed while I was in Europe, and they had to re-email me and be like, "Hey, is anyone coming to the awards ceremony?" And we had to be like, "No,
Sorry.
we can't because it conflicts with a lot of other things." But like,
You're getting to us in July, and that means our September is already scheduled.
I was like, do I go? Like what? No, but that episode specifically, I've also you can probably cut this. I don't know. There's also another episode I've submitted for an award a while ago, the Sinclair History something award.
Okay.
And I submitted your final act episode.
Oh, well, that's fun. Thank you.
You could at least be an award-winning podcast host.
Award-winning history podcast host.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Put that
Thank
into
you.
your resume.
I didn't say
Yeah.
it at the time over
Yeah.
text message because it felt like not the platform.
No.
But when I found out that you had nominated the Dr. Ruth episode specifically for it, I was legitimately like so touched by that.
That one was so good.
Thank
Are
you.
Kidding? I also submitted that one for the International Women's Podcast Awards, and it didn't get selected. So like, whatever. It's fine.
Is it mainly because of him was the primary storyteller?
No, because you're only allowed to submit 10-minute clips, and so I submitted the 10-minute clip towards the end where I talk about like low libido issues.
Okay.
We submitted for I think 3 categories, and we didn't get any of them, but
Gotcha.
It was fine. It was a good run.
It was a good one. And fingers crossed now for both People's Choice and
People's Choice would be crazy.
Yeah.
TO Webfest would be, I think, even crazier.
And I want to win. So
I want to win so bad, but we'll see.
That's it for Madeline. I think you have one more story.
I do have
yes?
one more story. This is from our friend McKenna. You can use this story and all names/details involved. I hope you'll enjoy this one. I just started listening to this podcast this year and have to thank my bestie Savannah, who's a Patreon member, Go Off Queen, literally written in the email, for getting
and also in our hearts.
Yeah, for getting me to listen. I've loved every episode, and I'm so happy I got to vote for y'all for Podcast of the Year.
Yay.
Thank you. Feel free to use my name, pronouns, all that, or not. I trust y'all. And this is long.
We appreciate it, McKenna.
Hi, Maya and Grant. Parentheses. I'm sorry, I choose sides. I swear to God, I didn't choose these stories based off of what they said.
And I believe you. And that's what's most important.
I mean, it helped for sure.
I trust and believe women.
Yeah, and you should.
Okay, so you don't get the reference.
I do. I remember.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Lydia at the beer garden. We remember. Okay. My name is McKenna, and I wanted to share this wonderfully horrible story that I wish I could say was made up. But now that it's turned into you could say, one-sided neighbor feud. This was for the theme, famous feuds.
I love it.
To set the scene. I am a quarter-life crisis grad student living in a bigger Midwest city in a cute downtown apartment complex. My neighbor and I have private fenced yards that you can enter each other's yard through our shared gate. An elderly woman next door helped me get into gardening, and I was sad when she moved after I had been there for about a year, but was thrilled when a new young woman moved in next door. I soon found out she's very religious, which I am not, but she's almost completely blind, and we started bonding over our experiences in the disabled community because we are very open with this information. I would say we were friends at the time, giving her rides to her all-blind bowling league and getting coffee together with other friends we know here. That's really sweet. One day in April, Abby, which is a fake name, and I were talking in the yard when our service dog, parentheses, who didn't get all of its training, she said, question mark.
Oh, no.
You're not ready for this next sentence. Actually punched my dog through the fence.
Wait, she did or the dog did?
The dog did. So to wrap up the conversation and to get my dog inside, I agreed to remove some of the bulky items and rocks in her yard into mine. Plus, I also like free gardening things.
Sure.
Okay. So one day my body was feeling okay enough to work outside. So I moved about a dozen huge rocks, debris, and pots out of there when she got home and asked if I could also help sort her mail.
Sure.
Mind you, I am now in pain from those fucking rocks. And I do tell her that, but I wanted to be a good neighbor. Parentheses, I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll see.
Oh, no.
Abby assured me it would take max 10 to 15 minutes and that she, quote, understands bad days. Remember this.
Okay.
I convinced myself I could quickly run over, assist Abby, and then pop an edible after to curb the pain.
Boy, you do find the episodes that really fit you, don't you?
I literally saw this sentence and I was like, yeah. Pop an edible after to curb the pain because I don't usually smoke. This was my first time in her apartment, and I will say I'm nosy. But I do not ask a single question because I'm on a mission and not in my usual Grant's cheery vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always this way.
It's not an act. It's not like I'm quiet before
No,
the
it's actually
cameras roll.
shocking when he comes in quiet. It's actually deeply disturbing.
A lot of times I'm just puzzling out like a kid's like debate argument and trying to figure out how to solve it.
Are you good?
And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Mentally, I'm just still at work.
And then 10 minutes later of him talking about his students.
Sometimes it's like, I'm in my feels right now about my love life and how I keep fucking it up.
No comment. I go in. There's only one chair and cloth bar stools with mail on them dated back to January. A mini TV, printer on the folding table, a folding chair facing the corner like a timeout, and a vacuum.
The printer's kind of crazy,
Yeah,
right?
the printer's crazy.
Like, listen, as a person who has access to all of my senses, printers are still mysterious.
Yes.
Imagine trying to figure out how to make a printer work without being able to see.
I've actually been in an argument with the printer on my work site for the last week.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No printer has ever worked.
None.
That's an important thing to know.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and go into my office tomorrow to print again. Okay, whatever. So there's a printer, a mini TV, a folding chair facing the corner, and a vacuum. Parentheses, it's giving single unopened can of Four Loko.
Oh, that's a deep cut. That's
very deep
That's
cut.
a deep cut. You get me. Girl,
Then-
you get me.
Then I get hit with some astonishing fast facts as I'm standing there speechless. She tells me she had recently moved out of her old apartment with her dirtbag ex, who was not a good guy. Parentheses, she was very proud she left.
Absolutely.
And now she is dating the guy of her dreams. Who's this man? I didn't ask because I'm a lesbian. and on a mission to get through this stack of envelopes. But don't worry, she's not done telling me. She's met a guy on Facebook.
Okay. Okay. And I'm here for you. Send it out.
From Nigeria,
Oh.
who loves her.
Oh, no. Oh no.
She has met his family on FaceTime,
No. Oh,
and they are saving for him to come to our city
okay.
and marry Abby.
Hold my hand. I am trying to trust love.
Me too.
One
I'm
more
so
time.
deeply trying because she thinks, quote, the standard for men is too high in America.
Sorry. No. What? I don't even know. I actually don't even know what that means. No, I'm trying to approach it from a couple of different angles, and the phrase "the standard for men in America is too high"
too high.
doesn't actually make any sense.
Actually, the bar
Have
could
you
not
ever
be
where
lower.
who she when can go is like what you just said to me.
Actually, the bar could not be lower, but I
Right.
love a good 90-day fiance moment.
Uh-huh.
Okay, next. She states her biological parents are actually, wait for it, related. Cousins.
No. You give me and them, our listeners, some time to think about what you just said. Listen, in the world of small talk, you're hitting home run after grand slam, after bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, walk off home run. These are, listen, because visually, you have to keep in mind, visually she's being assaulted by perhaps one of the most unsettling things you can see in an apartment. And then she's like,
hearing also the most unsettling.
my cousin parents are excited to meet my Nigerian online boyfriend. And for those of us not in America and are like, why are they laughing at the Nigerian thing? It's because in America, to get an email from a quote Nigerian prince is a like, that's a shorthand for you're getting scammed because it was a common
probably
scam.
comes in some rooted racism.
Right.
But
I think it also did exist as an actual email.
it is an
at
actual
one point,
email. Yeah,
But
yeah.
like that's the entire thing just sounds like I'm a victim of fraud and incest.
yeah. Put it on a t-shirt. Okay.
Wear it to pride. Victim of fraud and incest. This is the future liberals want.
This is the gay agenda. Okay, so her parents are actually cousins.
Remind me her name again. I've been so
is
lost.
McKenna.
Thank you, McKenna.
Yeah.
I've been so lost in the sauce. McKenna, we're back. Thank you for writing. Please continue.
Okay, next she states her biological parents are actually related. They're cousins. And she moves on from this wild sentence to quote, do you see the tax envelope yet? Question mark.
Oh no.
All caps now. Nope, I got distracted there, girl.
Meanwhile, keep in mind, she's in pain. Meanwhile,
she's in deep
McKenna has just done
physiological-
yard work and is in pain. Meanwhile,
Yard work that this woman has hoisted upon her.
and meanwhile, her dog, who will swing on a bitch, is just roaming around.
Next up.
It's always the last story of the night. It's always the last one of the night.
I scan stories typically before I read them, and if there's enough like juicy details, I'm like, yeah, this is good. I don't know most of these.
For
details.
Maggie's earlier, the sentence came halfway through, vomit on dress. I was like, yeah, I'm going to read this. This is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's what we should do is say what sentence it was that convinced us to read it. Okay. Next up, as we're going through this stack, parentheses, it's been 20 minutes-ish.
Oh, God.
Abby tells me why she got back from her work trip early. What do y'all think happened?
I don't know
I don't even know what to say. Okay,
It's also crazy because she's deeply religious. So how is she's what used to being taken advantage of? Like, I don't understand.
Okay, so it turns out that the reason why she came back sooner, because the office she was reporting to had to be shut down due to an infestation of bed bugs.
I'm so glad I'm in this house right now. She's like probably sitting on a chair.
And Abby, remember, our dear friend McKenna has not only done yard work and is now checking this woman's mail. Abby actually needs, quote, someone like me, someone who can see,
Right.
to check her mattress to make sure she didn't carry any home with her.
Here's the thing. And that's not Abby's fault. It's not Abby's fault that she needs help doing that. McKenna, however, is on a journey of the soul.
Yeah. McKenna's saying yes to a lot of things. I politely just evaded the question because I can't handle that. And in this much pain, too. I'm going to set fire to that damn mattress if I see anything. We're now 30 minutes in when Abby's phone rings and she says she forgot she had a call with someone from her church. I forgot.
Who could maybe come and check out the bed bug situation. Here's the thing. I'm like, if Abby has no one, it's maybe like, I need to rest, but I can check tomorrow. But she's a member of a community.
Community.
That's like kind of the last hallmark of church.
That's kind of the point.
The last selling point of church is, hey,
community.
If you go missing, people will notice you're gone because they're missing your money. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure church is nice for other stuff too.
They expect you for coffee or a soggy muffin in the morning. Okay. She then sits in the only chair in this apartment and pulls the call on speaker.
Good.
So I can hear every thought going between them. This call lasts for almost 45 minutes. Sorry. You're not ready. You're not ready.
You're right. I know I'm not.
I started a timer. I was so bored.
In many ways, it's not rude. Abby can't see.
Yeah. This friend started going through the steps to braid. Mind you, Abby is not practicing or taking notes. So I am hearing the WikiHow page on how to braid and being held in this prison of an apartment with potential bed bugs.
And McKenna just wants to get high.
McKenna's like, I have an edible waiting for me at home. Abby then asks her friend about a GoFundMe that is set up to get the money Abby needs for a special surgery that could bring her vision back.
Oh, okay, good.
And now she needed more than just the prayers this friend is offering.
I need money, ma'am. My eyes, they can't see. I need money.
And I appreciate that you've been praying for me, but I do need more help.
Trust, I've logged a couple of prayers with the big man up top, too. Now I need money. Meanwhile, McKenna's there. Timer openly running on the table. I imagine she has at this point found the tax envelope and is just holding it. And there's a dog in the corner staring at her.
Swishing it around so it sounds like
the way I want something to randomly print at this moment is for the dog to sit on the chair that's facing the corner. Like, let's keep getting theoretical.
This is fucking crazy. Now, and how she needs more money more than just the prayers this friend is offering, which, like, I get as a broke, disabled girlie paying for treatment, but wild to ask that of someone. Then I learned this treatment is only available in Russia. A famously easy place to get to.
Storytelling tidbit. Show don't tell, and details make a world. Okay, I don't know how else to put it to you. Gorgeous.
Easy place to get to, and her
Wait,
boyfriend
McKenna write
would
that?
go with her.
I thought you added that. McKenna wrote it. I love the idea of a Nigerian man flying to the Midwest, picking up his blind girlfriend, and then flying to Russia. Meanwhile, I'm like, can you believe this man wants to go on a third date with me?
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Famously easy place to get to, and her boyfriend would go with her. Finally, this fucking call ends as I've been squatting and petting her dog this whole time, making increasingly louder noise to passively aggressively say to wrap up the call.
Let us not forget a big part of this call was how to braid hair.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Abby was clearly not interested in it too. Abby was in no rush. After this call, Abby proceeds to ask me to donate to her GoFundMe. And I politely decline. But oh, no worry. She sends me a link in case I change my mind.
Absolutely.
I do not. Then she keeps trying to get me to go get her 25-pound dog food bag, which I say I can't because of my back. But she says, quote, it only gets delivered every few weeks, so it'll be no trouble for me to carry. Ma'am,
so
Abby.
It's a month's worth of dog food.
Yeah.
You can handle that, right?
You got it. That's fine.
Also, I am sorry if I am missing a crucial element here. I really am. But if Abby knows where the dog food is, can she get it? Like, again, if I am missing an element...
I don't know how old she is.
I have... sure.
Yeah.
In my mind, they're the same age.
And
In
also,
my mind,
one of
it's
these
2
people has
years.
chronic pain, and one of them is blind.
And of those two differences, the one more inclined to heavy lifting is not the one with chronic pain.
No!
But who do I know?
She could have walked Abby to the bag of dog
Do you think she
food.
phrased it with, well, the least you could do was haul my dog food into
After you've helped me literally all day. Okay.
McKenna, I hope our reaction to the story is one that you send to your mom and it has like the result you want. This is fantastic.
This is so funny. Okay. I put a decline. She keeps trying to get me to get her 25-pound of dog food. She says it only gets delivered every few weeks, so it'll be easy. It'll be no trouble for me to carry. While a tempting offer, absolutely not. I can already hear my doctors telling me to medicate.
Mm-hmm.
We got through all the mail, and I've been here about an hour and a half. Not the 15 minutes like I had been promised.
But so much of that was a phone call she wasn't a part of.
Yeah. She was petting the dog that punched her dog through a fence.
That's I hope she braids her hair that night.
I hope so. I'm about to leave when I say, quote, oh, that's a nice vacuum. Parentheses. It was, in fact, a very fancy light one, not my Amazon monster truck sized one.
Right.
I need to learn to just Irish
Shut the fuck
goodbye
up. Yes.
because she makes me try it out.
Oh, this is a person that just wants community.
Yeah. I say, cool, my social battery is negative and my spine is in full splintering pain,
Right.
which I say out loud as well. But because I'm cursed by my Midwest upbringing,
Correct.
parentheses, let's go, Grant, that I then say, quote, hey, did you know there's a section you have to empty the dust out of?
McKenna literally shut the fuck up. Like, I don't know what's the tone. This is, okay, stay with me. 10 seconds. Lydia and I are on a fucking Greyhound bus from Cincinnati, Ohio to Louisville, Kentucky with 6 sleeping high schoolers. And we're sitting up front because that's the coldest part.
Yes.
And Lydia keeps talking to the bus driver. And I have to text her and then hold up my phone. I have to go, please stop asking the bus driver questions.
We don't need this anymore.
That night, in our separate queen beds, Lydia was like, well, I had no choice. She kept answering and then asked me a question. And I was like, you had a choice.
You had so many choices. You had so many options.
The phrase, so great to chat with you. I'm going to listen to my audiobook for a little bit, but insert wrap-up sentence here of like, but I love that for you. Good luck to your nephew. I love T-Ball. I think they'll find love in your life.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Crazy.
AirPods in, face the window.
Or even, so wonderful to talk to you. I've had a pretty big travel day. I'm going to just kind of like
I just need a
decompress for
second.
little bit.
Yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah.
Those are boundaries.
Yeah, exactly.
McKenna,
Okay.
shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. So then I say, quote, hey, did you know there's a section you have to empty the dust out of? Because it looked a little too full. She said no, and I offered to tell her where it was and how to do it. Except we can't figure it out just verbally. Grant and Maya, have you ever seen the movie Ghost? The pottery scene? Because you guessed it. We created that scene as I wrapped my arms around her, except she is taller and more built, so my arms do not go all the way around. And I have, parentheses, almost sensually guided her empty this dust section big spoon style. At this point, I hate it here.
I have had less romantic relationships. Like,
Yeah. With like people he has been on dates with.
McKenna, you're her girlfriend. Like, you're in her life now.
I'm finally leaving after a solid 2 hours in hell. When Abby says we should do this every week.
What the fuck was this? Also, listen here, I just kicked Maya.
He really did. And then also said, quote, she'll pray for me. After I disclosed, wait.
Okay, I'm back. I'm here.
And then Abby also said to McKenna, quote, she'll pray for me. After I disclosed, I had a girlfriend.
She should have said, I don't need your prayers, I need your money.
So I'm booked and busy as far as Abby knows.
Imagine having a Nigerian boyfriend who's going to take you to Russia for eye surgery and judging the queer woman who's just helped you for the entire day. And that's the first time that sentence has ever been said in this
that is
world.
literally the first time it's ever
Oh, God damn it.
Now I'm sprinting for the door when she tries to do a cute little goodbye. The finale. Abby starts off with, quote, see you later, alligator.
100%.
I laugh and try to step through the door, where she then repeats this, kind of blocking me from leaving. So I say, half mumbling, quote, after a while, crocodile.
Midwest.
Yeah, I'm through the door and almost to my apartment when she says, quote, afternoon, baboon. I lock my door, where she then shouts into the hallway louder, afternoon, baboon.
Listener, I want you to know, I don't know the response to that call either. That's not a Midwest thing. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Of course.
Afternoon, baboon.
That's
and her
sacred
response
text.
is, and I deadbolt my door.
Her response should have been, I'll pray for you.
Yeah, I'll pray for you. I then went and lit a, parentheses, legal, LOL, blunt,
100%.
because I know she hates that smell outside.
Good.
And I made sure the wind was blowing right into her yard, where she technically can't say it was me because she can't see what it is. So she's going to complain about
McKenna, I've been with you this entire story.
so fucking funny. The end. Shout out to Savannah for introducing me to Well I Laughed. I do make the best decisions when I listen to her input. Thank you guys for reading this. I hope you laughed. And I hope that I'm not going to hell after this story. I promise I'm a kind person in a really funny, weird situation. Y'all made my typewriter with your story.
McKenna, you're going to hell. I want you to know. McKenna, you're going to hell. But it was
But we'll be
worth
there.
it. Yeah, we're definitely going to be there.
And we'll probably be on a lower level, so I think we can visit. I think that's how that works.
Damn it. That's so...
She can't report me because she can't see us. It's so fucking funny.
Can you imagine trying to sensually get that woman's hand up?
Onto the duster.
Because you start off on her side and you increasingly end up directly
Just, like,
behind her,
fully.
like a steer during calving season. Like, oh, God damn
McKenna,
it.
my abs hurt after reading that story.
You know how sometimes when we tell stories, when you're the listener, you like clock details that you think are going to matter later?
Yes.
I was putting so many chips on the dog punching a dog story at the start. And she's like, bam.
The fact that the seeing eye dog that didn't get the amount of training it should have punched her dog through a fence is crazy.
I just,
Hey, have you seen my check from the IRS?
it's just literally.
And then she's listening to Abby try and learn how to braid.
And maybe, again, maybe, and I could be wrong here, I realize this is not my expertise, maybe Abby's committing it to memory, but it's just literally a speakerphone of two people learning how to braid hair, where neither one of them is learning or taking notes.
No one is actually practicing braiding hair.
And also, like, you can tell she's from the Midwest because she, like, acts so proper in the home of a woman who literally cannot see her. And also, McKenna, you caught up quick if you're a recent listener, because that Four Loko story has been told maybe only twice. And
I don't even remember when it was told.
And for sure, at least one of them was in the first 50 episodes when I really got all my Grant lore out because I didn't realize people were listening.
Yeah, that's so for real.
Oh, fuck. That was so funny.
All right, well, I think we'll end it here.
Yeah.
Come to Patreon if you want to hear a few more tales. I have some coworkers to complain about that we'll talk about. I have some stories from recently. Grant has been writing down things, so
we're living life again, baby.
we really are.
A life that we are here only but for a moment.
I wish I was here for less, quite honestly.
And I want to be here for more. I mean, I'm not living in a way that reflects that, but...
And I, for some reason, am. Psychotic behavior.
Let's wrap her up. Hey, we'll see you later. This one's titled Listener Episode.
Yeah, okay, bye.